First good start. Hello, everyone. Let's just check the stream. Yes, it is good to see everybody. Hi, I am Tom Simonson. This is my new channel, which is the same as the old channel. I just changed the name to Only Tom Will Tell, and I am joined by these wonderful people around me to tell a Monster of the Week adventure. So first off, thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it so much, and we'd like to go around and have everybody introduce themselves and their characters and what you would like to share about your character starting off. Why don't we start with you, Brian, since you're at the top of my screen?
Wow. Unprepared. Like
Called
trying
out.
to take a drink and
Not even going to
I
stop drinking my
literally,
drink.
you're right at
No,
the top of the screen.
refuse. Um, Hi, I'm Brian, aka Urban Bohemian, variety streamer. You probably I'm Twitch.tv's Urban Bohemian. For the one shot today, I'll be playing Drew, who is using the Spell Slinger playbook. Drew is somebody who's got a great magical family lineage, wanted no part of it, and is now stuck with it.
Fair enough.
Pronouns he, they.
Pronouns he, they. Wireless, why don't you go next? I'm just going down the boxes on guest star.
All right. Hi, I'm Wireless Riot or Mandy. I'm a variety content creator here on Twitch. I like to stream planner content, cooking, cozy games, simulation games, whatever you can think of. I'm playing it, unless it is a procedurally generated game. In that case, I won't be playing it. But today I am playing Talia, who is a divine. Talia has been summoned by accident far too early in the game and now has absolutely zero idea of how to be a human, so is not very good at it. Talia's pronouns are they, them, and I'm gonna, if it's okay, throw it to Val, who is my chosen.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
because I actually accidentally did a summon. I did that. Hi, I'm Val or Space Valkyries. I'm a career variety streamer. I play a lot of indie games and lately Breath of the Wild. And I'm now officially a published short story writer. I'm not gonna get used to saying that, but yes, I'm officially published. I write sci-fi fantasy. I guess I should point that out too. And the character I'm playing today is Alex. Their pronouns are they them. They are a thembo in the vein of Steve Harrington. They are a mundane, so they have no idea what they're doing, which is just me. So it's great.
Mood.
Okay, so we of those we have left, Stephen, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Stephen Joyce, and I'm playing Billy. I am a ghost type, but I'm only half a ghost, so it's interesting. Now, I am Alex's roommate, and the person who brought the cursed items into the house by way of a get me out of trouble gift. That ended up with Thalia being accidentally summoned and me being accidentally half a ghost. And mostly I just stick with everybody because I'm hoping to not become a full ghost. And they've got snacks. And that's me.
Lovely. I forgot about the snacks. Lady Luck, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Lady Luck 34, also a Mandy, but with a different spelling. It's how we distinguish between us now. But I'm a variety streamer as well, playing video games and doing lots of sewing and crafts things, and usually just being very mid-tier at everything I do. I'm going to be playing, come at me, let's go. I'm going to be playing Vin, pronouns she, her, and is using the hunter playbook, The Flake. So saw something a little iffy happen with Billy in the half ghost sort of way and started following the breadcrumbs to conspiracy after conspiracy, and now suddenly is here. And kind of got it right, but kind of not. We'll see how it goes.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I just was realizing as Lady Luck was talking that the order I was going in was roughly what guest star is showing me, which in no way matches what is actually going out to the stream. So the introductions were popping around like this, which is fine. So let us begin. Our story is taking place in Haskell, Oregon. I just muted the wrong thing. Hello. Haskell is a kind of medium-sized city tucked in the nice wooded rolling hills of Oregon, and the Veiled Collective, which is the sort of overseeing body that has sent your team to Haskell, has had some reports of people going missing in the area, which is kind of standard fare for when your team gets sent anywhere. Is that's usually the thing that tips things over the edge, and a team goes in to look to see what the source of the problem is. There is some other information there that could be. Lost my train of thought already. First one for the stream. There is some other information there, but you do have a contact that you can meet up with as soon as your team is fully assembled. Starts with some of you waiting there is a small park that is sort of between one of the apartment buildings here and the Centrify warehouse. And some of you are assembled there. I realize we didn't clarify who would be waiting and who would be approaching entirely. So let's say, Talia, let's say that you are there, and who is waiting and who is not present? Should have cleared this up before we started. Who's already
If
assembled?
I'm there, Val is there.
Okay.
I was gonna say we're
Alex is there with me. Yeah, like it was. So Talia is just kind of standing there, very awkwardly looking around and being like, "Did they get the text message, or did they not? Do they also not understand the telephone that's in your hand? I'm very confused."
Alex is like, no, you gotta be chill. It'll be fine.
Oh.
Alex is apparently like a chill stoner vibe, apparently. Not really me, but it's fine. I was like, no, you gotta be chill. It'll be fine. They'll get here. It's okay.
Okay, so as you two are having
But
this discussion,
we have the van.
You do
That's
have the-
right. I do.
So everybody else is walking, and it's not really a walking city, but it's close. It's dense enough that they won't be utterly and completely furious at you when they show up at the park.
It's a new van. They don't know I have it. It's okay.
So let's say that that as this discussion is taking place, excuse me, Ven and Drew, you're kind of walking up to meet the group together. And is there any interaction between you two as you're approaching, or you just go up to them?
So the thing is, like, okay, so if we posit, like, okay, like, I'm kind of willing to be into this whole thing. If we posit that Mothman is real, does that imply Mothmen? And if Mothmen, are Mothmen hot? Because that's like,
yeah.
You have to, can it be a singular or plural? Are we talking about just one individual, or are we talking about an entire species? It could go either way.
oh, a Mothmunity.
Yes.
Okay. And this is a lot still. All of this.
I know it seems like a lot, but listen, there's a few blogs. They're good for trying to just give you some places to start.
Okay. Yeah. I have a blog. It didn't really help. There's only one person who commented a lot, and
What blog is it?
Oh, it's 99redthreadballoons.tumblr.com.
Wait, I comment on that. My username is Loch Ness Blogster.
No.
I don't normally say this, but a whole lot is starting to make sense now.
Oh, you've been writing that blog this whole time?
Yeah, out of spite. Was it not clear that I don't believe in any of this shit?
We need to have a conversation, but I promise you Mothman is real. And you could posit further from that there are Mothmen and they could be hot.
Okay.
In the distance, Alex just like, Mothman is hot.
How did they get here before us?
Oh, I have a van.
What?
Yeah, I kind of, it's new. Just got it.
And just really quickly, Drew pulls out the phone to look for any mess. Like, okay, all right, cool.
So now you four are now together, and as you're sussing out the vagaries of the social faux pas around telling them that you have the van, or Alex not telling them that you had the van, Billy is apparently nowhere to be found.
Oh, it gets. I have a thought. As you shout, "Mothman is real," from inside the van, you hear a clunk, and the van shakes. I go, "Fuck!" Again, and you see sort of a pair of legs appear out of the van, but not the rest of them.
Just is you said the van is new. Is it haunted?
Just
No,
legs.
that's just Billy.
That's just Billy.
And then I step
So-
up through the van.
So, but technically, yes.
Yeah, but that's just Billy. Anywhere Billy is haunted, half haunted, I guess. I don't know. Does that make her?
Is it a haunting if you're a banshee?
I've
You a
said it
banshee?
before.
Oh.
I'm not a banshee.
What does that word?
Oh.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop
And
calling
it's
Billy.
just the accent.
You're hurting Billy's feelings.
Billy,
Okay,
Billy
I'm not that
closes
concerned
his
about hurting
bathrobe.
Billy's feelings.
Billy closes his bathrobe and reaches around in his pockets and pulls out a half-eaten chocolate bar and proceeds to munch on it while you all stand there, kind of, scratching and running his fingers through his hair and looking around. What are we doing?
I don't know. What are we doing?
So, since you ask, now that you are all in one place, the park is actually right across the street from a small kind of coffee shop type place that is called, charmingly enough, Cups and Cakes. And you are supposed to go there in order to meet your contact and order the tomato and olive focaccia.
What's a focaccia?
I love bread.
That is the
Is
only
that a bread?
information it is a bread.
Why are they like? They know it's
Why-
us. Why do we always have to do some weird cloak and dagger bullshit?
Also,
Wait, did
why
you
are
say
they
there was
making us
food?
order bread when they have cake?
Cake, point the way.
Yeah, all right.
Oh,
Well, the
Yes.
ghost is involved, so let's go.
So
Yeah,
you all
let's go.
walk basically across the street and go into this place, and it's actually a very cute little bakery. It's got a lot of different like frosted cupcakes and different sweets and carved already cut up pieces of cake. Interestingly, no bread on display. Which of you wants to ask? There is a woman behind the counter who's got a very drawn kind of look to her, dressed in all black, kind of out of place for this environment. She's got hematite earrings that kind of draw her whole face down. They basically come down to her collarbones, and like shocking blue hair.
Oh, Alex immediately just
I was gonna
like
say-
tries to be cool about it and like saunters up a little bit. It's just like, hey, do you know what focaccia is?
oh, here we go.
Drew's looking around like they're not even trying. Like they're not even trying that hard.
Talia
They
walks
always
up
do
behind
this.
and goes, "It's the bread."
Yeah, you
And
got
she
it.
with the
looks at you and
tomato.
says, "Yes, focaccia is bread. We actually don't sell that here, but if you want to come down to this end of the counter, I can set you up with show you something that's a little bit more savory." She kind of shuffles you down to the edge, and there's one of those entrances to like a back stock room that has those kind of you'd see in industrial like walk-ins or stuff, that the hanging leaves of like really thick plastic that you used to
Yeah.
divide off a room to protect the atmosphere. She pulls those aside and she says to all of you very quietly, "Walk right to the end of the hallway, down the stairs on the right, and you will find what you need there."
Drew looks at Alex. Is this a drug thing? Are we about to buy drugs?
No, probably not. I mean, it might be, but I don't think it is.
Hmm.
And Alex kind of just looks at this person and just kind of winks at her, like trying, but like they can't wink. They're not good at it, so they're just like,
The Laura Bailey wink.
Very
no.
slowly blinking.
you're like,
And-
trying.
And she looks back at you and is kind of it's not that she's confused. She gets it. So you're not as bad as you think, but also not sure what she wants to. She gives you sort of the polite, okay, smile as she walks back to see if there are any other customers she needs to help.
That's fair.
That is a look we get very often.
I do. Vin, first off, context. Vin is absolutely dressed in a onesie.
The
Leaves
same one.
house,
Oh
like,
my god, I love
yes,
that.
like
yes.
with a pair of sneakers on. In case you got to run, you always got to be prepared. What if we have to walk really far? But is very focused on the cakes. Like, can we take a cake with us?
And she says if you want to purchase a piece of cake, you are welcome to do that.
Dang. No free cake.
Has
please.
she noticed that one of Billy's hands is through the glass already?
She has not,
Eating.
because she's still kind of half
I'm
drawn in
distracting.
by Alex. So your storekeeper has not noticed that. No.
Roll for cake theft.
We could just buy cakes on the way out. We could just buy cake on the way out.
Okay, fine. I'll wait for cake until later. Are you a vampire? Is that what the...
Now, after the vampire comment, she gives a distinctly concerned look. She's like, no, I'm not.
I thought they were allergic to sugar.
Wait,
Fondant
why?
seems like a bad idea.
No, that's not. No,
I
baby.
thought it was
no.
garlic.
Who put garlic anyways?
She's gone into full nod and smile mode. She's like, oh, okay, well, I don't really know much about vampire culture, so I can't help you with that. And she kind of awkwardly glances toward the direction she already told you all to go, which is like, you're going to spoil it for the one other customer I have in this place. I mean, you don't get out of my way right now.
What was the name of this place again? Sorry, I forgot
The name of the
it.
coffee shop is Cups and Cakes.
Okay, I was like, it was cute. I remember.
It's like, all
Like
right,
the owner.
Vin will allow this, be like, I'll come back and ask questions later. It's following the others.
Okay, you do that. And she watches you all kind of. So you head downstairs?
Do you want me to roll for stealing a piece of cake?
No, given the fact that you're a ghost, and she was so thrown off by the combination of Alex's, what she's still trying to suss out is actually interest, and then Ven's, whatever Ven's doing, that she like totally doesn't, it doesn't clock that you're stealing the cake.
Cool.
Although you do leave a bit of frosting on the glass case as you're pulling it out, so that might come back to haunt you, so to speak, on your way back out.
Ghost joke.
So you head downstairs, and it's kind of a musty hallway, stairwell that you would find under a working bakery, and there's an open door there that's cracked, and there is a guy sitting inside with sort of medium length brown hair, a hoodie, a pair of jeans. He's actually sitting in front of a small, like, impromptu, like looks like it's kind of a working desk, but also it's propped up on some oil containers, and there's a rack along the side of the wall with flour and sugar and just bulk sizes of ingredients you would find in a storeroom in a place like this. Do you approach him?
Oh yeah, Alex just gonna walk up and be like, "Hey."
The only one here.
He turns
What's
around
up?
and looks over his shoulder, and he says, "Oh, okay. You took your time getting here." And
Oh,
he
yeah.
kind of ushers you all in. And he says, "So the collective called me. This is all the information that I have." And of course, my notes are on the wrong screen now. There are 4 reporters that went missing. They were all covering a story for the Centrify Corporation. And what we know about it at this point is that you would think I would have had this planned out a little bit more naturally. So the information we've got from the area, the social media chatter, what we've been monitoring, is that there's been a huge uptick in the power consumption at the main warehouse, and like 300%. And the internet traffic has gone for the whole area, has gone from 20% to 70% from the main Centrify warehouse. two other pieces of information, and then he takes out like a tablet and turns it towards you and plays a video. He's like, "This is the most recent news story we have about the company, and it's from 6 months ago. And any news that's come out of there since just hasn't wound up being reported locally." So he presses play on this video. Excuse me, and you see this this perfectly coiffed, despite standing in, what you would expect to be sort of the Pacific Northwest kind of ever-present rain, which ironically enough is not happening the day that you're there, is this reporter. And he looks into the camera and says, "We are here at the Centrify warehouse in the city of Haskell, where an unprecedented advancement has taken place. Haskell is home to 14 Centrify fulfillment centers, the maximum number allowed by the local law, which service Haskell and all of the surrounding communities. In an effort to meet the increasing demands, and undaunted by the limitations of the local city ordinances, Centrify has built an entirely new warehouse inside of an existing warehouse." A worker on a break from his 27-hour shift said that the conditions in the new warehouse are reported to be much better for non-robotic workers, and he hopes to be reassigned there soon. This is Burgess Trevino reporting from Haskell, Oregon. And the video cuts out.
Alex was just like, hold on, but like you said, a warehouse in a warehouse. How does that work? Is that like bigger on the inside kind of deal? That's what
Sound
that
like
is,
a
right?
square house? I don't.
Where the fuck is Haskell?
We're in Haskell.
Billy!
What?
It's
Here.
where we are.
Right,
Catch
right here,
up.
Billy.
I don't
Come on.
I don't care about shit like that.
Wait, I'm
What did you
confused
think?
by the internet usage going up by a lot.
Over by 50%.
Well,
Is
if there's
that a
huge
lot?
power consumption and the internet's going up, it sounds like somebody has a bright idea and is letting everybody on the internet know.
You know what they're watching. I'll tell you what they're watching. Huh?
No,
Uh-huh.
Billy.
Billy.
No, I want to know what.
Fine,
Alex.
whatever.
Alex.
So he's watching.
Sorry.
I'll tell you when
all-
you're older, Alex.
Oh,
He's,
okay, thanks.
he's watching you all do this, and it's kind of like a, small child at a tennis match, watching it back and forth between all of you going back. And he finds.
All right, so reporters are missing.
Reporters are missing, and he settles on your original question, Drew, and he says, as far as what's going on inside the warehouse, that is information that requires a level of risk that I'm not willing to take on. I'm an artist. I make documents. And he starts handing out fake IDs to you. And he gives you each one, which is a Centrify ID. It has a really poor rendition of each of your faces on it. You can recognize that they're you, but they're not really, they were like very poorly drawn anime characters. Like the anime artists would be embarrassed to see them kind of quality. Yeah. And he says, there's whatever's going on here, we're reasonably sure that it's in the main warehouse. And that's where you all are likely to find your answers.
Would we have common knowledge of Centrify's regular merchandise and workers? Is something like we've never heard of this corporation before?
Centrify is, that would have been a good thing for me to explain sooner. Centrify is, it is effectively for our purposes here a stand-in for any major corporation that you could imagine that would have started out with a very specific over the internet delivery kind of business and then has expanded to subsume literally all of the shipping everywhere for everything. Or at least it feels that way.
That's too made up. That is way too made up. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Obviously
Yeah.
not real.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the kind of
logistical,
thing that
and
couldn't
then
possibly be real, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
obviously we're very focused on the power usage and the internet usage and the warehouse inside the warehouse. Would anything about the 27-hour shift for non-robotic, would that be normal? Like, would we read that as usual, or would that be a totally...
Yeah.
Are robots a thing?
Drew looks to the contact again. This is seriously all you've got.
It's most of what I got, yeah.
Ooh,
Did they track any of the employees? Has any employees been seen coming and going?
Well, the other piece of information that I apologize, this is another one that I really should have said up front. The escalation that's happened since the collective became aware of these problems is the main warehouse, which is the largest one that's right up the street. Nobody's left it in a week.
And that's
It's
the warehouse with the warehouse in it.
Mm-hmm. It's continuing to function. It's continuing to ship orders, but none of the staff have actually left from their shifts.
Yeah, you should have led with that.
Do they employ most
Again,
of this
it's
town?
above my pay grade.
Fair.
That's what you all are here for. I'm sorry, who else asked? Was that you, lady?
Yeah. Do they employ most of this town? When we
It's
say
a-
like nobody's left in a week, we mean like 3 people, or we mean like 300 people?
Definitely closer to 300 people. Yeah, it's a lot.
And that's all you got.
That's all I got.
Explains why there's only one customer upstairs. Okay.
Because I'm a flake.
Mm-hmm.
One of the moves I gave myself was suspicious mind, that if somebody lies to me, I would know it.
Okay.
Am I sure that this is everything? Like him responding and saying, yeah, this is all I got.
He is, he has literally given you every last thought in his brain on this subject. He's a guy working a job. It just so happens that job is one that you might not, claim on your taxes every year.
Okay.
And he's also
Then turns to
that
Billy and is
also the
like-
fact that he was very, very earnest when he said the risk associated with this is beyond anything it's beyond my pay grade.
Vin looks at Billy and is like, is there a ghost that eats electricity?
How
Is
would
it like
I
a
know?
cousin?
Billy, you snack on a lot of things. Do you eat electricity? We've never
Is that
seen
why
you.
our
Look like
electric
it-
bill
it's
is so high
cake.
every month?
It's not
No,
bad.
I think it's
actually.
because of what he's been watching. Okay.
Oh.
That's, yeah. Just,
Yeah.
Hey, I'm only half a ghost, all right?
Oh man, come on.
Is there a special category for? No, you know what? I don't want to know.
Oh, but now I'm curious. Hold on.
No, don't know.
Talia does have a quick question though.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has left, but has anybody entered?
Oh, that's smart. It's a good
I
question.
mean, we have we have IDs, but
No, I mean, are other people coming in aside from us? Obviously.
Yeah, he was. That is something that he would know, so I wouldn't make you roll for that. Yeah, basically, people have been going into the warehouse like when their shifts were when they were scheduled to show up for their shift, and then just not leaving.
Okay.
oh, okay.
And he looks at you all and he says, "Any other questions? Because I've got other work to do."
Why did you pick this spot to meet up? It's kind of a weird spot, don't you think? I mean, she's cute, but like, you know what? It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Is focaccia your favorite sandwich?
Yeah, what's with the focaccia?
What the fuck is focaccia?
It's bread.
Wait, can we have a cake on the house, like, as we're heading out?
Okay, so kind of like he's now pointing at you to kind of separate out the questions. He points at Alex and says, "She's my sister, so please
Oh,
don't ask
She's
me
real-
questions like that." Points at Ven and says, "You get what you pay for, and you've gotten more than you paid for already." Looking at the IDs in your hands,
Thanks.
and he looks at Talia and he says, I don't even remember what you asked me. Oh, this is where I'm. Yeah." So he turns around, and there's like one of these really large, like industrial size containers that would be oil, and he just grabs it by the handle and pulls it out. And there's it kind of rolls out above the desk, and there's all kinds of things that, all kinds of tools. There's a scanner that's like a portable scanner that's sitting on a shelf, and a digital camera, and all this other paraphernalia that you would use to create things like fake IDs. And he turns to you and he says, this is where I work.
All right, not bad.
That
Okay.
doesn't look like focaccia to me.
We'll get you some focaccia now that I know what it is. Or
Looking
maybe
at all
I
the
want some
tools.
focaccia.
Just
Drew is
shakes
just
his
looking
head
at this
and he
idea like,
says,
all right.
he shakes his head and he says, the focaccia is so I know that you're here for me because nobody eats it around here. Everybody's eating avocado toast.
Oh, but avocado toast is so good.
Alex is like personally attacked right now.
Great place up the block that sells it if you want some.
Yeah, it's
Ben
next to
is
the other place
already
that sells it,
wandered
and across
off.
from the other place that sells it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we should should go get her.
Taking notes.
Well, thank you
So now-
for this ID stuff.
He says, you're welcome. Good luck with whatever you end up doing over there.
We should go get some focaccia on the way.
Yes.
I don't
got it.
actually
And
want.
as you're
I mean, I
going
want
up the
cake
stairs,
now.
you hear his voice call out to you saying, there is no focaccia. Have a good day.
Just doesn't want to share. So cute. So human of him. God.
Hey, we're right here.
Whoops.
Alex
did-
is just like patting Talia on the back. It's okay. Yeah, no, we'll get you some bread. It's all right.
Just want some focaccia.
But like very sincerely, like the Alex is just kind of like, no, we'll get bread. Like bread sounds great, actually.
I mean, we should probably eat before we investigate, since no one's leaving. I don't know what's going to happen in there. Did everybody eat? Drew doesn't even look at Billy. He knows.
Billy's eating right
Still
now.
chewing.
He knows. Yeah, like
I guess we should go to the Centrify place, whatever that is. I don't really pay the bills. If you can't tell, Billy's kind of messed up, and I don't know math. So, yeah.
Okay.
So-
I mean, Ben's just getting a cake.
No,
Like, y'all come
so-
out to the front, and Ben is buying a cake.
So Alex
Okay.
thinks that Centrify is basically Comcast, and that's what's happening here, and that they need to go pay a bill.
okay, that's
Okay.
fair. That's fair. Are you buying a whole cake? Like an entire cake?
Yeah, what if we want more later?
All right.
I mean,
Alright.
they
Yeah,
said
I'm
we
like,
might
okay,
get stuck
yeah.
in this building forever, so we need snacks. But Billy, you can't have any.
All right, separate
Billy
that
could
out into
just
pocket
leave and
cake.
get us more.
So you're going to
So that
have your last meal, or are you going directly to the Centrify workout?
Our last
well, not
meal?
last meal. That's a
Hold
really
on.
wow. That is a way to say that.
That
This
was-
game is going places.
What Alex was saying, that she didn't know if you were going to come out. I'm just using what you're giving me.
Well, now I definitely want to go have avocado toast. But yeah, we should probably figure out what our game plan is. This is a really low amount of information we've got. What like we're just like go in and vanish and figure stuff out.
I mean, these
That doesn't
ideas
sound like a
look
good
pretty
plan.
realistic. I don't know. I think it's pretty convincing.
We could probably do some research on the keyboard connected to this TV.
Oh, you mean like the
Gee.
computer?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That. We could
How do you know
probably-
focaccia but you don't know computer?
I love bread. There's tons of bread in the afterlife. That's all you get.
Oh god, no.
It's
Okay,
easy
you know
to
what?
make,
I know.
so
I'm
you
sorry.
always
I'm so
just-
sorry. I asked about the afterlife. Oh god.
Would you
oh,
like
god,
to
oh,
know
god, oh,
more?
god,
And
oh,
all of
god,
a
oh, god,
sudden,
oh,
like
god, oh, god, oh, god, oh, god, oh, god.
Talia's extra eyes like start spouting as like they're very excited to start talking about
Ben's like,
like
yes, tell me
unrelated-
everything. Pops out like a little custom-made notebook, taking notes. Like, yes, tell me more.
Alex is like, whoa, you're doing the eyeball thing.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on.
Okay.
Don't freak everybody out.
Okay, so
Alright.
when
The eyeballs, they're so cool.
we last had any direction here, you had gone back up the stairs, but you had not yet left Cups and Cakes proper. Are you pulling out the computer and doing your research there? Are you going to head out? How do you want to do
I
that?
do have a van.
We should
could-
probably
Wanna go to
we
the
should
van?
probably go to the van and look up something on
And
Centrify. I mean, they sell everything. So like,
Okay, so you all pile back into the van, and of course, somebody slams the door on Billy's leg, but it's his ghost leg, so it's not really an injury so much as like a mild inconvenience because he's got to pull it in after him. And you all kind of get situated as comfortably as you can in this space that's really not made for 5 people because it's a smaller kind of minivan. And but of course with the windows blacked out. And so Talia, you're going to be doing the research?
No, I don't know how to use the board of keys.
Okay. So who's going to be keying the board?
Alex could try, but you probably want someone with an actual
I-
intelligence.
as my thing with Billy is that I know that Billy at heart is a good and righteous person, and I have to help them stay that way or begin that way. So Talia leans over to Billy and goes, Billy, I have heard that you are excellent on the board of keys. You spend a lot of time there alone in your room with a lot of music playing. So you must be concentrating very hard on what's on the board of keys. Do you think that you could help us? Because I think that you have a great set of skills when it comes to the board of keys.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
look around at everyone.
You don't want to disappoint the literal deity who believes in you. Come on.
But what if I don't believe in her? I'm not saying I don't believe in you. I'm just saying.
Oh, we're not doing
Fine.
I will.
that. Okay, we're not doing that again.
Fine.
Wait,
fine,
are you
fine.
saying that seeing it isn't proof?
I've seen so much shite. I don't think so. Anyway, yes,
Is
I
seeing,
can
is
use.
that is talking to herself. Is seeing not believing?
Yes, I can use the board of keys. I can even use it one-handed. But I'll. Fine. What do you want? Oh,
We
fuck's sake.
should look up what we can about Centrify. Maybe at
Right.
centrify.com.
So Billy,
Centrify.com.
That's actually very good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
you can roll investigate a mystery.
Oh, that'll be fun. Investigate a mystery, which is a sharp, which of course I don't do at all. So yeah, let's try that.
Would I be able to assist as a sleuthing conspiracy theorist?
Well,
I get it.
he rolled a 10.
He's very good with the computer, apparently.
One-handed.
Never mind.
Okay.
So, okay, let me just double check.
Wireless believed in you.
Okay. So that means you get
Power of belief.
basically I can answer up to 2 questions, and you can either ask them both now or hold one of them as we move forward. So what is the actual question that you want to ask about? What do you want to know about Centrify? Is there a specific thing, or at least to narrow it down to a category of interest?
What do you want to know? He said as the keys.
Can I use my my oops ability as a Monday?
Sure.
Which is just if you want to stumble across something important, tell the keeper. You will find something important, useful, although not immediately related to your immediate problem. So can Alex just like point at something random, but it's actually like a useful, like, oh, that looks neat, and it's actually like something.
That happens to be sitting inside your van or on
the
Billy's computer.
website. Yeah,
Okay.
they're just mowing their way through it.
So, how would that work? Okay. So what'll happen is you notice the fact that there are apparently in the maintaining of the website for Centrify on their press release page, somebody was going in and very carefully scrubbing information about any stories that were indicating what they were working on. And apparently, when I say carefully, it's kind of the corporate definition of carefully, in that they left information behind that probably shouldn't be showing up on the website. At the very least, you've got a sequence of dates. So, like, since that story that your contact played for you, over the course of that, like, 6 months, there are a few date entries with some random bits of information. One of them is about the fact that that work hours and shifts have gone up, that people are putting in more hours, and of course that's that's great for the companies. As the text starts to veer toward addressing any health or worker concerns, that's wiped out. And also, as Billy is looking both at the Centrify Warehouse's website, Centrify's website, as well as sort of what the Veil Collective can pull together in terms of social media chatter and other things that are going on in the area, this phrase or name keeps coming up that is not specific enough. Like you can't tell exactly what it is, but it just keeps coming up in relation to things people are saying about Centrify and the direction that like the events are going in the community. And it's this, where did I put it? It's 3 words or a name or a phrase. It's Say Del Rye, SAEDELRY. But the more you look, you're seeing different connections to this, like something happened and Say Del Rye was involved, but again, then the data's corrupted or it's not specific. And then there's also some kind of clearly conspiracy theorists kind of things like that Say Del Rye is actually working with a foreign government to overthrow the country through Centrify and other kind of things like that. So the quality of the information isn't necessarily all that great, but the thing that stands out is this name keeps coming up over and over and over again.
Is like that's like a rye is like a bread. I think we've got another bread thing going on here. This seems suspicious. Maybe we'll
I
get more into that.
agree. I agree. I think bread is somehow involved.
Billy, check social media for mentions of Centrify.
Sure, I'll just check all of social media. No problem. It'll take like 2 minutes. Great. Let me just go to socialmedia.com and I'll just check it there. There we go.
Do you want to just put @Centrify in the search window or just...
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fine.
See, Billy said fine. So cooperative. Billy's doing a great job.
Who's your chosen one here? Is it not me?
A very good point. Maybe if you focused more on them and just leave me alone.
No,
it'd be fine.
you definitely need some work, buddy.
Wow,
Be
thanks.
glad
Alex is
someone
very good
around here
at-
thinks you have a good heart, honestly.
Mhm. Alex is very good at taking care of themselves. My job is to sacrifice myself in case that something happens to Alex.
Oh,
Well, aren't you a ray of sunshine?
No, I'm a divine.
Is that what the extra eyes are for?
So I can see all.
Wait,
So Drew's
I
curious
tried
based
different
on their...
mascara.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God, I love it.
each eye has different
no.
makeup on.
The ultimate YouTuber.
While they're
I'm sorry.
while
I'm
they're
done.
vamping, Drew's curious with like the social media, basically what people are saying about, like what normal people are saying about the company, satisfaction wise, complaints, like over the moon compliments, like what are people chattering about?
Do I
Centrify?
find a bunch of people who have totally real names and photographs saying how much they love working at the Centrify warehouse?
Interesting that you should put it just that way. We'll consider this an extension of your last role because you're still searching for the same, a slight variation on the same thing. That there is a lot of people complaining about that product showed up right away, like delivery complaints of the product showed up right away, but it was damaged, or the guy threw it through my window, or kind of standard comment response you would find on a website that does that kind of work. You do see several people talking about Centrify in a very positive light, in language that is you would interpret as being crafted by somebody without ethics or morals. And then you have a sort of third bucket of things that are people kind of making these kind of more vague complaints, and it's the kind of communication that you have between people who either work in the same place or know people who work in the same place who know there are things that are going on that really suck, but they just can't talk about it publicly without losing their jobs. Talking about the working environment inside the warehouse and talking about this new inner warehouse that it seems like very few people, if anybody, can actually get into, and what is it that they're doing in there. And again, the is this part of the Sadel Rye thing? Is that who's actually in there? There's a few commentaries that are kind of more general about the behavior of Alexander Reese, who is the CEO of the company, and having problems with his leadership of the company, and of course the rates and the creator company royalty split and things like that. And also, who rolled
so-
a roll 20?
So based on that and based on our successful investigation, I'm going to use one of the Spellslinger's moves, forensic divination, which is when we successfully investigate a mystery, I can ask what magic was done here as a free question. And based on the categories of commentary that we're seeing, this is not normal. Like, this is not, sorry, Alex, mundane, as to how chatter about a company should be on the internet. Like, between that and knowing about a warehouse inside a warehouse, which is something that I don't believe, and we can search for it, although Billy will complain about it if anyone's ever built a warehouse inside their manufacturing warehouse before. So yeah, is there any way to basically just kind of feel the vibes to see, is there magic afoot here? What kind of magic is happening here, if at all?
I would say that in your with your innate abilities for detecting that kind of energy, that there's nothing that that has a familiar fear of sort of like traditionally identified magic. No, I apologize. It is maybe not magic so much as, I guess this would be a subclass of magic, as more of a curse. And it is not, the interesting thing is that it feels like it's sort of obscured behind technology. Like it's almost like if you're trying to research some ancient myths, but they're like, you can't get the story straight because 18 different websites have varying details on the same thing, and so it's very hard to piece together the pieces. It had that, if you could imagine that as sort of a feeling about your sensing the magic, there is something there that is off, and I don't know if I'd go so far as to say evil, because curses are, they can be malevolent. They can just be like, I'm going to punish this one person for doing this thing to me. But that energy is sort of residing there in the background, and your sense of it sort of in the world is that it's somewhere in the Centrify warehouse, the biggest or prime warehouse, if you will.
Oh.
Of the 14 warehouses in the city.
Well played.
Well, 15, right? Because there's one inside.
Technically,
yes.
yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
There are 15.
Yeah, 15.
What did
But
you call it
everyone
earlier?
says 14 because you can only
Warehouse?
actually see the 14 of them. The other one's inside
Yeah,
the bigger
that's
one.
true.
So.
So there's something, I mean, beyond capitalism, which, as we already know, is pretty evil, but there's something, maybe they're using capitalism to like fuel some kind of something here, because this is not, I mean, yeah, people complaining about packages, okay, but this chatter on the inside, there's something going on, and I'm wondering if no one's left. Maybe they're just trying to I don't, there's a phrase that escapes me, the player, for what they're trying to do, like, I don't know, close ranks or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what we're walking into.
I mean, I think it has to do something with the Sadel Rye bread. It's bread, right? Obviously.
Obviously, bread.
It's not bread. Stop agreeing with them. It's not bread.
Bread.
There was. What about this? Not bread. Say Del Rye.
Mm-hmm.
It was just mentioned on the site in search.
It was mentioned in a couple of different places. It wasn't actually formally mentioned on the Centrify site, but more as Billy was doing the social media search and just looking at the any post connected to Centrify or people talking about Centrify, that it came up. But again, it was very non-specific. It didn't get quite to the point of, you know, how information is sometimes polluted by memes that circulate and it clouds everything, and so there's nothing like outright. There's no memes using the phrase "say Del Rye," but it's the only things that are kind of tying it together are the fact that it is in Centrify, and that there is people are concerned enough about it that they're actually talking about it in these kind of vague and disconnected conversations.
Alex has this moment. It's like, oh, what if it's not bread? What if it's like a thing or like a person or like whatever a curse is? I don't know. I don't know this stuff. That's Vin's thing. I'm just here.
Do you want me to search it?
Do
For bread?
we?
Yes.
How have you not already searched it?
Like, I don't think it's bread, but we could get rye bread now that we've talked about that.
Mhm.
But
You say maybe it's the name of like sometimes tech companies like name their projects and programs like with a nickname before they're released. Maybe
Oh, they gave it a code name.
totally.
That explains the false spread.
Yeah. Definitely not
The
bread. I
Fred,
didn't
one might
ever
say.
think it was bread.
Bread.
Not the
But
bread.
the bit is like just has a fork and is eating from the full cake while we're sitting here in the van.
Billy is reaching over occasionally.
Yeah, so we've got Van and Billy doing the
Yeah.
sort of annoyed siblings slapping at each other, and they're on my side of the line in the car, and everyone
Yeah,
else is
true.
trying to figure it out.
Drew annoyedly just kind of as they are doing this reaches forward, maybe actually kind of a little bit through Billy to type oops, I wrote it down. Say Del Rye into the search engine.
Alex feels like they've accomplished something because they figured out that this probably isn't bread.
Mhm. Nothing worse than Fred.
It's funny because I gave them a sharp stat, so they're actually like 1 sharp.
So in searching specifically for Say Del Rye, again, you get a lot of the same results and hits that you did before when Billy was looking, except that they're more organized and compacted. The only thing that more specific search brings you is a mention of Say Del Rye going into the inner warehouse in the Centrify warehouse about the same time that the staff stopped leaving after their shifts would have been over. So that's the only reference that you find to this being possibly an actual person, or maybe a thing that was just moved into the warehouse, but it's seeming like it might actually be a person.
So hear me out. What if it's a Sprite?
Sprite
Like the
is a delicious
soda?
drink.
I was gonna say, are we thirsty too? I know we talked a lot about bread, but
You are
You
thirsty,
always
Alex.
are.
You say that pretty often.
I am very thirsty. That is true.
Both of
When we-
Alex's people said it at the same time.
Mhm.
We can add it to the shopping list the focaccia and the rye. But aren't
yeah.
Sprites like cousins of fairies? This sounds very fairy-like to me.
Well, I don't know.
Before you
anything.
ask,
could be
I'm not a
right.
sprite.
But are they your cousins?
You can't just ask people if sprites are their
I
cousins.
think that's racist.
Are all of the creatures in the paranormal community related in some way? Isn't it just circles, degrees of separation?
Billy
Drew
just
just looks mortified.
goes through the floor of the van. just nopes out through the floor of the van and is gone.
So we've just had the emotional equivalent of a TPK.
You might hear a muffled from the van. Fuck's sake. That's it.
But it's just like banshees are not related to sprites. Noted.
So, whatever is happening, the news report said the news report featured an employee saying that they were much happier on the inside warehouse.
That they were, just to quickly correct you, that they heard conditions were
Oh,
much
they
better
heard.
in the inner warehouse, and that they were looking forward to being reassigned there.
Yes.
Totally nothing
Well-
could go wrong from that. Mhm.
Oh, not at all. No.
I think we should
well,
just like go in. We've got these fake IDs.
there's-
Like
They're not. Yeah, they'll
they're
work.
really impressive. I think they work just fine.
Oh, bless your
There's only
heart.
one way to find out.
Thank you. How dare you? Your two reactions from the player and the character
Mhm,
there.
yeah. No, they're right. We should just. I mean, we're not going to solve it by sitting in the van, which apparently you have,
Yeah,
and we're
my
just now
bad.
finding out.
I didn't think to
So we should
text
probably
you.
take the van that you have, and perhaps go to Centrify.
That's a great idea. I definitely don't know where that is, but we can figure it out. And Alex just like
Well,
So, in supporting this, we'll say that the impulse to solve the entire thing from a safe location is right on point for every TTRPG that's ever been played, and so you're in the right direction there. You can. So Alex gets into the turns around and kind of situates herself to actually drive the van, and you look up, and the Centrify warehouse looms over everything that's around basically, and it's about a 30-second drive from where you actually parked
oh
the van.
shit, sweet. It's right there.
Yeah.
how did we not notice that?
In
Okay.
fairness to all of you, it's one of those towns where it just kind of becomes the background. It's like people never in New York never noticing the Empire State Building. It's just sort of everyone around you is so used to seeing it. It's almost like looking at the hills.
Oh, that is
They
a
also
random...
painted it a slightly light blue so that it fades in with the skyline.
Oh, I love that.
It's a
Random
gradient
question for the
color so that
keeper.
it.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
Question for the keeper.
Yeah.
In general, as we've been like to the coffee shop and meeting up and in the park, have we seen a lot of people around town? Just in general.
It's by and large the kind of foot traffic and the cars moving through the area are otherwise pretty normal for this time of day. You arrived. I should have probably said this again at the start, but you arrived around the time of what would be sort of evening, just shy of evening rush hour, maybe like 4 or 4:30, and there is an appropriate amount of traffic and foot traffic as well. There's just nobody going into or coming out of the Centrify warehouse other than people who are walking around it in what looks like security guard attire, except on their backs or on their shoulders or whatever, wherever the emblems are, it says loss prevention instead of like security. And they're on the roof. They're patrolling the building. There are cameras everywhere. You get the sense from looking at that, like that the reason one of the first things that your contact, who you never asked his name, is Carlo, back in Cups and Cakes. That's why one of the first things he did was hand you the IDs, is because as you're looking at the building, you're thinking, oh yeah, there's no other way in here except through the front door.
Should have just led with that. Let's go.
Again,
Listen, you don't get names.
enough. You actually didn't pay him anything. The collective as a whole took care of all that for you.
I assume somebody's paying all that bill. I don't know.
They sent us there.
Like, like Coach. Just saying, like.
So Alex just kind of affixes this badge, this terrible looking anime-esque, like cheap drawing of themselves badge. It's just like, all right, let's go. Like just walks through the front door. Doesn't really wait for anyone. Because I have an ability called Don't Worry, I'll check it out. So wherever you go off by yourself to check out somewhere, mark experience. So they're just getting experience for the mundane is so fun.
Okay, so you just get out of the van, walk off, and
Right
try
through
to walk right
to
into
the front
warehouse.
door. Mhm.
Okay, so there's like a
kitty little
security
badge.
booth that's kind of in front of the main front entrance to the warehouse, and the security guard just looks at you and he just glances down at like a block thing that looks like it would be a card scanner and says badge, and you swipe it. He doesn't even look to see if the photo matches your face, which kind of explains Carlos lax reproductions of your of your faces, and yeah, you just walk right through.
Alex is just like, like trying to not be suspicious, but they're being super extra exaggerative with their emotions
be
as they're trying not to be
suspicious.
suspicious.
Don't
Yeah,
be
they're basically
suspicious.
doing the like, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be. I'm so good at this. Just like walks through.
Okay,
Drew
so
just looks at Talia like, is that
And then
you good? You good?
Talia is just like, and follows suit, goes right behind.
you're just
It's the
walking out.
longest I've seen the two of them separated all day. So I'm just like, what?
when Talia gets there, Alex is just like, hey, I did it. I'm so good at this.
Okay, so Talia walks up
Talia.
to the building. You swipe your badge before the loss prevention guy can't even tell you to do that. And same thing. You just, as soon as the
Well,
little green light
Talia
flicks,
doesn't know, but Talia doesn't know that. So Talia's very confused about what the situation is. So Talia kind of just like looks at the scanner and knows that you needed your face on the badge to get into the door. So Talia just stares into the light for a little bit too long and is getting a little bit nervous about where Alex is going, and just starts popping. Eyes just start popping open,
Oh dear.
okay.
and it's just
Should
very
we do
nervous
something about this?
and starts to kind of get a little bit nervous. So like the back of their shirt starts to twitch a little bit where their angel wings are hiding.
Okay.
Alex is
Drew,
oblivious to
Drew.
this. Alex is
Drew.
just
Yeah.
going.
I think just sitting there like elbowing Drew, like Drew, this is bad.
Drew's running forward to use the help out move,
Mhm.
which is awful because Drew has no cool, all snark, no cool, but to help to basically run forward and help because this is about to get really bad and also kind of interesting.
Mhm.
Oh dear. Okay, hold on. Do this and that and that and a failure.
Okay.
So
my notes here. So
I feel like I've caused drama for everyone.
so we're gonna say that the way that happened, how that plays out, which is a little bit of, I'm gonna bend the help out results a teensy bit. We'll say that as you're walking up, not running but briskly moving and clearly with purpose, and you reach out to kind of help Talia like actually scan her badge, and you miss a crack in the pavement that catches your foot, and you fall face first into Talia. And what happens is, as your body weight is kind of pushing her past the scanner, she sort of accidentally swipes her badge and then kind of tumbles off toward the main door. And then you kind of look up at the guard, and he looks up at you, look down at you, and says, "Are you going to be all right? Do I need to call help?"
It's good. It's good. Yeah. Yeah. No. I'm
Talia's
good.
just
No.
kidding. Talia's
No,
just
no,
running.
Ben walks up and is like, yeah, it's cool. It happens sometimes.
Yeah. Drew gets up and like almost a little too quickly, like his coat is kind of flapping as he does it, and he gets back up to his feet, scans like, yeah, I'm good.
Can I,
Good.
sir, can I see your badge for a moment, please? Because again, you failed this.
Yeah.
So he has to see your badge.
Yeah.
Oh,
You go.
I want Vin to try and help out now.
Okay. Go right ahead.
This
Roll.
conga line of helping out going on.
And I want to qualify. Vin has -1 cool, so probably also not going to go well. Oh wait, let me double check because there's one where okay, no, not this specific. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So both of these rolls have failed.
Mhm.
Roll 5.
So explain how you're trying to help out, first of all. What is it you're doing?
So Vin has also wandered up to the spot to remember. Vin is in a onesie,
Mm-hmm.
showing up to work with sneakers on in a onesie, being like,
We're in Oregon.
"Surprise!"
Like,
I think this would be one of those where it's like clearly trying to be like, yeah, this happens all the time, don't worry about it, but so clearly trying so hard to have this not seem weird that it seems weird. So maybe distracts the guard from Drew, just because why is there this woman in a onesie coming up with a badge? But
Okay.
also,
Yeah. So out of sheer disbelief in beholding Vin, he was looking at comparing Drew's face to the picture, and then as you approach, he just kind of, and he swipes the badge, and the LED lights flip from red to green, and he hands you back the badge, and he says, just check in with loss prevention when you get inside. And Drew gives you back your badge. And now he's focused on Vin. And he's like, can I see your badge, please?
sure. And Vin kind of like pulls it out of the pockets in her. They do have pockets. But it's holding it in such a way where it's like their fingers are over the picture and trying to like just wave
So-
it at the guy.
He reaches out, and you're now doing this kind of tug of war thing where like he's trying not to rip the badge out of your hand, and you're doing the trying not to let it go so you can keep your thumb over the picture. And he gets it away from you because you failed to roll. And he looks at it, and he looks at you, and he looks at it, and he looks at you. And you basically get the sense that he's decided that up until now, he was yet another person in this town who was just like, here, I'm just here to do a job. And the other swipes were good enough. And you're the one who just isn't making the cut because with the onesie and the picture on the thing. So he hands it back to you, and he says, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to move along, and motions away from the Centrify warehouse.
But I'm gonna be late.
I'm
And it's like looking at the others who are already like further in.
He's like, try swiping your badge.
Phew. Like giant motion of badge swipe.
I love the flourish.
So he looks at the light, and he looks back at you, and he looks at his partner, and he says, the gate's opened, I guess you can go through. And he looks over at his partner, and he mumbles something back there, and you get through the gate, but this other guy comes out of the sort of security house, and now he's walking at a distance from you, watching you.
This is normal. It's cool. Okay. Walks up to the others like, all right, we're good. Let's go.
Billy realizes everybody's left.
Oh my god.
No,
Like,
yeah,
wait a
I was Drew's turning around because surely while justifiably mortified, Billy would have noticed that the van door is closed.
Doors are
Okay,
Alex.
you know what? You got a point.
Well, Alex left their laptop signed in, so Billy is on the Centrify website ordering things to be delivered for when we get back.
What the?
Wait,
explains
delivered
a
to the
lot.
apartment or delivered to the van?
That explains a lot.
Oh, that's a good question. Depends on whichever the default address is, because I'm not checking or bothering to change it. So wherever your default address is, that's where a 10-kilo bag of
Wow.
Haribo is going, and a couple of other bits and pieces.
No.
That just,
Oh, I'm here
Yeah.
for that though.
Wow.
so I
Thanks.
realize everyone's gone. Finish up my order, brush the cake crumbs off, and stick my head out the window. Possibly catch the very end of Ven's shenanigans, and then I look at my outfit, which is a bathrobe over a pair of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pajamas. So I look at my thing. I ditch the bathrobe and grab whoever's coat or jacket was nearest. Doesn't really matter. And I throw that on, and then I proceed to make my way towards the front door. I'm not wearing my own coat; it's somebody else's, but it doesn't matter. And I will make my way to the front door and see what happens.
Okay. So you approach now. I'm just making sure that I remember everything with all of the roles. You are now the only person who has not gone through, right? Because Alex, you were first.
Correct.
Okay. Because all that other stuff had taken up so much of my brain space that I forgot that Alex got in with basically no problem.
They
Mundane
just
winning
walk
out
in.
of the rest of us
That's
that are
right there.
failing.
Started the problem though.
I am the drama.
So you walk up, and you have the benefit of the fact that this guard who is watching the post with the where the scanner is still keeping one eye on Ven, and also kind of eyeline checking in with his partner, who's now walking toward the door at a somewhat of a distance, just to make sure nothing's going to happen. So you can walk up and you swipe your badge, and he gives you a kind of, oh yeah, go ahead. Like no registration whatsoever that half your body is incorporeal. He does not give a fuck. It's like it's 15 minutes to the end of his shift, and this shit is happening. Like,
I look at
of
his expression
course.
and I go, I don't want to be here any more than you do. Have a good one. And I just pass straight through.
And he nods deeply as he hears you, because again, he's not even looking at you anymore. He's just nodding in agreement and kind of trying to get some paperwork done before his shift ends. So you now
Believable.
all have progressed into, you're past the security gate, and you're at basically the front doors to the warehouse. And we have been going for about an hour and 15 minutes. I'm wondering if you all think this might be a good spot for a break.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works for me.
I mean, now that you think that it's thematically a good spot for a break, I'm worried, but also agree.
It'll be fine. This will be fine.
Well, it's not necessarily ominous so much as it is just we're at a transition point. We're going from inside to outside. Unless you all turn out to be like the Critical Role cast, the door is not going to present that much of an issue for you. So,
I mean,
Did you see us at the
doors,
security gate?
yeah,
he did
which
just
is not
fail.
technically a door.
I would say it's almost a
even-
door. We're nearly
Wait,
there.
is it
Yeah,
like,
we're getting
are we
there.
pushing or are we pulling?
Oh my god.
You might have to roll for that when you come back.
Oh no.
All right, so everybody who's watching, thank you very much for hanging out. We will look forward to seeing you in just a few minutes. We're going to take about a 5-6 minute break, just enough time for everybody to, use the bathroom, refresh your drinks, whatever you need to do. And we will be back shortly. Thank you. Okay, BRB screen is up. Okay, welcome back to my wonderful players. Welcome back to, well, I don't have to welcome the chat back. They've been here the whole time and they've been awesome. And of course, apologies to anybody in chat if you said something that you didn't get a response to. Or obviously, we're very wrapped up in this incredible story. So when we took our break, everybody managed to get up to the front doors of the warehouse, the sort of formal front doors after the security gate. Are you all ready to head in?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Fine.
yeah, I'm not going to do the fucking door test thing. We'll just say that Alex, since they did such a fine job of getting past the security gate with a badge in hand that would let them go through the security gate.
Rude.
They,
Okay, you say it out loud like that. That's just rude.
They open the door and they're the first one through, and you all walk through the door with no problem because it's a door and you already got past the security guard. And let me update the view on Roll20 and on the stream. And so what you are faced with is this obviously incredibly accurate representation that I made of the inside of the warehouse. And what we're looking at here is basically there is what looks like very much a sort of standard warehouse. The blue squares in the middle are these just racks of different things with all kinds of products that are being shipped out. And around the outside of the warehouse are this line of packing stations, right? And it's obvious that people there are what do you call it? They are just what's happening is they're pulling things off these racks and they're just packing them into boxes, and they are then shipping them out. The racks themselves are actually moving, right? They're actually these robotic stands that move rather than having people go into the warehouse to fish out the products. They actually come to the outside and go to the correct person where the product needs to be. They reach up, pull it off the shelf, pack it in a box, and then the robotic rack goes back on its merry way and finds itself back in its home place. And there's two things that are really notable about this at this point in time, which is that for one, the the place is kind of it's a warehouse, and it doesn't look like it's particularly well maintained. It's not like dilapidated or anything, but the area where the actual people are working it's kind of frosted with grime. It's just not, it hasn't been dusted in years, that kind of thing. It's just not, it's not dangerous, but it's not clean. It's not like eldritch horror dirty. It's just, you notice it. It's kind of gritty looking, except for the area where the robotic workers robots are moving these products around, which the floors and the racks themselves are immaculate, right? The white square in the middle of the screen, you can see as you're looking forward, there is the quote unquote inner warehouse, which is basically just another slightly smaller building inside the warehouse. And there is a channel standing. You come in the front door and you're basically facing that. And you can see that there is another door there to the inner warehouse. And there's an open space there. It's pretty much the most significant and what looks like accessible open space to like, basically if you were to choose to walk over there, because it has the least amount of traffic of these robotic racks that are delivering products. The other thing that you notice is that all of the workers that are currently working, excuse me, they are all wearing these headbands they have like these kind of discs with LED lights that sit kind of over their temples that are flashing back and forth. And every single one of them has them, and they're kind of, they're basically oblivious to everything else except for the task that's in front of them, reaching up, pulling the products, shipping them out. They're just going through the motions and not noticing anything around them. So what do you do?
I'm like really tempted to just go. But
Brian, your microphone is muted.
Yeah, I didn't hear
Oh,
you.
whoops. Sorry.
There you go.
Go with the temptation. Do it.
No problem.
are you
Alex's
sure?
forward momentum just keeps
Talia,
them
I was
going.
going to say, Alex has
very-
probably not stopped moving like
Talia
No.
casually.
reaches
No.
out and grabs Alex's hand and goes, "Please don't."
Alex is like, all right, okay. I mean, the door is
And
like
an
right
eye
there.
down here just starts twitching. Like, please don't. Thank you.
Got it. Yeah, you're not joking with me. Okay.
Yeah.
Alex, like, but the door, it's right there.
No.
I don't
Not
think anyone would
you.
care.
And then she looks over at Ven, and then Talia looks over at Ven and goes, "You. You're not supposed to be here. So maybe you go to the door."
Well, that's just
Okay.
strange.
Excuse me?
With no malice, just like a very plain, like, "You're the extra. You should be going." Like,
Talia
Talia
gives no
knows
fucks.
the prophecy and what's supposed to
Me?
happen. Ven's not supposed to be here. So to Talia, okay,
We are
you're
going to
the
have a
extra.
talk later about
luck.
nurse missing.
Right.
And Ben's just like, as a flake who has stumbled into this in a very benign sort of way, is like, what's the worst that could happen? And it's just like, yeah, we can do this. Okay. And it's also like, it still has their little notebook that they pulled back out. They're taking notes and they're like, are there like techno paranormal creatures? Or are these just regular robots? Do we have to worry about an AI revolution? And it's like taking notes as walking towards the door.
This is like your moment.
This is what I've been dreaming of.
So do you do that? Do you actually walk out toward the door of this small
Yeah.
warehouse? Okay. So the moment your foot touches the sort of inner space that the robotic shelves are moving around in, you hear a chorus of voices that say, "Please do not enter the transport area for your own safety."
Oh my god, is this like the don't step on the grass?
And you look around to see where these voices, and you realize that statement came from all around you. And you look around and you see the people who that are on the edges, the staff who are packing the packages, are as if they were reacting specifically when you stepped on the floor. In mid-pack, they were like frozen into position, and they're all now looking at you.
Okay, so Vin is gonna like just do like a half step back so that she's not on like the inner tile, but is looking at, because you said there's rails and a bunch of shelving and things like that. Is there a viable path to the inner building that is not just walking across the floor?
Roll read a bad situation.
That seems safe.
Right?
We're fine.
Okay.
Okay, a quick question for you all for Roll20 specifics. When I click the button and I choose what input, it says the like plus minus forward. Am I supposed to be adding whatever my modifier is there?
I think that's specifically if you're being given advantage by a situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
But read about if you have an additional advantage or the keeper is giving you one or you have an extra one, yeah. Otherwise, no.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
So
Mixed success.
you got a 9, right? So you are. So you get 2 questions and you can ask them both now or hold one of them. So the first question we're going to say is you're looking, is there another way other than walking on the floor itself
Yeah.
that you could get to the door? The answer is Probably you. I mean, you could. See, the thing is, these things inside are moving, right?
Yeah.
So if you could manage to hitch a ride on one of them, and like it happens to get close enough to the stationary racks that are in the center because they're not transporting things out. You could conceivably walk across the tops of these things, the ones that are stationary, and get to the inner warehouse. It would be a challenge, to say the least. Whether or not it would be more of a challenge than just because, again, all the people stopped when you stepped on the floor. The robotic shelves just kept doing their thing. They made there was no reaction from them whatsoever. So the short answer to your question is yes, but it would be a bit of a challenge for you to get there.
Okay, Vin's gonna look at the others and just be like, assumingly they have not also walked all the way in at this point. It's just gonna be like thumbs up, thumbs down, like.
Drew like kind of gives a signal to Ven and looks at like everyone's just stopped and everyone's still frozen, right?
All of the people, all the staff in the warehouse are frozen, yeah. And they're all looking at you.
Orientation?
Yeah, it's our first day.
There's no reaction from them whatsoever. They're just now
Alright.
observing you.
Cool. Can I investigate a mystery?
Sure.
I have one sharp. This is gonna go nowhere. But... Just kidding. Alex is super observant. I got a 12.
Damn.
Holy
And
heck.
success, well done.
For those in the chat, Alex just rolled a 12, which is a critical hit in Monster of the Week. So what is the
Laser
question that you want to know, Alex?
I think on a 12 I get like 2 questions, don't
You
I?
Do you get my notes? I'm sorry, you were in.
Oh, advanced. Oh.
Yeah, I get advanced investigate a mystery on a 12. I can ask any
That one.
question I want, not just the listed one, apparently.
Correct.
I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct.
So what's the deal with
I can't. No.
what's the deal with these? How do we get in? Like, how do we get past these
Please
things?
hand me the solution on a silver platter. sir.
Yeah, like I rolled a 12.
No,
Wow.
Just tell me what to do.
You are-
it's the dice said so. The
I
dice
rolled a
said so,
12.
not
Please
us. Yeah.
respond.
you look over the situation and you look at the way these things are moving and how they're kind of clumped together when they're in their sort of storage space, as opposed to the patterns that they seem to be following on the floor as they're delivering their items to their now frozen workers. And it's really your instinct that climbing over these things would be way more dangerous than just actually walking up to the door and trying to avoid them if they get in your way, because you have no idea when one of them is going to start moving or not.
I think we should just go through the door. That's what my intuition's telling me, you know? I think we should just.
Oh, what, you're
Go for
magic
it.
now too? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Magic is your thing. I have
You know
negative
what?
2
Look,
weird.
it's you know what? It's the best plan I've heard the past 5 minutes.
And so Alex just goes. Alex
like the
just
only
goes to the
plan.
door.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, as a result of this, Vin's like waiting for the reaction forever. All right, cool, let's go. And they're just gonna power walk together.
Yeah, and I'm just looking
Talia
at
goes
the
behind.
frozen people like, hi, orientation, new, totally new. Yeah.
First day. Hi.
Okay. So it's just you two right now?
Yeah, I think
Don't
everyone.
worry.
and it's just
I mean,
Alex.
if they're going, then yeah, like this is the plan.
Uh-huh. Okay. So I just want to clarify, nobody's staying behind. Everybody's going?
Billy is currently sticking his head into boxes.
Billy, get
of
in here.
things.
Billy, get out of there.
Like,
Billy-
I'm kind of looking.
Is there anything
into
interesting? Is it
things.
like alien artifacts?
No, it's all tat.
Is there any bread?
Oh God.
Precaution.
You and the
Precaution.
bread.
Any
I don't think you'd want bread from
Looks
here.
for
I
the
don't.
fresh box.
It's like a
Oh
certified
God,
fresh.
Right.
it's centrified homemade. It's their
Yeah.
There's a
other
banana
line.
on
Yeah.
it, but the
Oh my
banana faces
God.
the other direction this
I'm
time.
fucking bored now. What next?
You come with us through this door, man.
Fine. Can't be worse than here. Let's go. And I will follow along begrudgingly at the back.
So, if everyone could roll an act under pressure for me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All
Act under pressure. Nice.
right, hold on.
Oh, but I am not smooth.
Oh no! This is not a shock, by the way.
I rolled a 7.
I failed.
Oh
I think everyone but Steven failed. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Billy is not invested enough to be anything but cool about this situation.
I'm gonna.
I don't care.
Okay. So what happens is we're going, just as a point of order for both the players and the chat, we're going a little lighter on the failures, given the fact that this is my first game, and also, the story is convoluted enough, which is not to say there are going to be no consequences, but technically on a failure that you would, this would like expel you from the building if you were playing with if we're being more strict to the rules. What I will say is that I was planning to take it all as like an average of the group roll, but since literally only one of you passed or rolled over it, and the dice are not your friend on this roll.
Don't forget to mark experience for failed roll.
Yes, mark your experience. So you all kind of, in various levels of sauntering to cautiously moving to just sort of strolling in a blasé manner in Billy's case while checking out the boxes that are in the nearby storage racks. You hear the voices again say, "Please stay out of the transport area." And all of these people are they're not moving, but they are following you. They're watching you as you move ahead. And the what do you call it? The robotic storage racks are continuing to move around as you basically everybody but Alex, as you are doing a reasonably good job of kind of avoiding them because they're not moving that quickly. All of a sudden, apparently special orders come in, and you, out of the 5 of you, 4 of you suddenly find yourself confronted with these things moving out and moving in your direction. And basically you either get knocked over or are just able to dive out of the way. So you're all laying on the ground and have to kind of dust yourselves off to get back up and keep moving toward the door. So that you're a little bit more careful as you continue to proceed toward this door in this inner warehouse, but it's a little bit more of a challenge for you than it could have been because, to be brutally honest, they're not moving all that fast.
Why am I spending so much time on the ground today? Jeez.
But you all managed to make it through, and there's like a bit of a catwalk it's slightly elevated. It's maybe like 4 or 5 feet off of the main warehouse floor that kind of encircles the inner warehouse building, and the door is right there. So you go up the steps, and you are at the door, which is actually standing ajar. It's not locked, but you see again the building itself. It has that same kind of quality of just poorly maintained and a little bit of grime. And you see a sign next to the door, but it's not entirely legible. So this is what's on Roll20 right now is what you see.
Oh, I am not seeing Roll20 change.
I haven't seen anything different on Roll20.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
That's
just
It's
interesting.
been the same graphic.
stream.
Yeah, I just peeked over to the stream to see what's up. I'm not sure if it's changing for
Same.
us.
Maybe I'm not revealing the page properly in Roll20, because I have it up on the image of the sign is
Let
up on
me-
Roll20 on my screen now. Do I have to do something specific to make sure it pushes to all of you?
I'm not
Hmm.
sure. I see our banner image right
Just
now.
the veiled banner, yeah. Aye.
Interesting.
The stream is fine. So
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody
Reach
can
out to
see
the
it
stream.
on the
We'll
stream.
get to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you see. You see the sign that says basically Sado Ray, but it's obscured in some way by this grime that's covering a lot of the unmaintained areas in the schoolhouse.
Oh my god.
And I look at it, I'm like, see, not bread.
Oh wow. Okay.
I want to buy a vowel.
No, I'm gonna be. I am
What was I say? Like,
so mad. I'm
Is
so
this
mad
one
at
of
Tom
those-
right now, y'all. You don't even know. Okay. All right. Okay.
Question for this, because it's like we have like I guess items or weapons that we choose as part of building our hunter, but can we have like miscellaneous other stuff that I think like my character might carry?
What would that be? Do you think?
A spray bottle and a rag.
We'll say for the sake of the game that you have a rag that would do the job if you want to try and clean the sign, if that's where you're going. A spray bottle.
Yes.
You know what? No, I take that back. Your character would absolutely have a spray bottle and a rag.
Yeah, I'm like sitting here like just cause like it has a little like this is my investigating bag of
Yes.
what am I gonna find? I've been taking like samples of like the dust and stuff around the warehouses we've been going through.
Sure.
So
Okay.
sprays the
So
sign,
you
scrubs
you
it down.
clean off this thing as best you can, and it reveals the full words that are on the sign.
Mm-hmm.
And for anybody who can't see it, it now says same day delivery.
Nicely played.
That's definitely not bread.
Not bread.
So
I was hoping it was seeded bagels or something.
Can I
Poppy
investigate
seed
a
rays,
mystery
okay.
again?
sure.
I
What do you
like
wanna
peek
ask?
through the door and like kind of look at what's going on in there based on like look at the sign, kind of look in the door crack. Me.
Okay, so you can't actually. There's Oh, I
11.
probably should wait for your roll. How did you do?
I got an
Wonderful.
11.
Okay.
I love that I'm rolling great on these investigates and not acting under pressure. That's cool.
Yeah. So, as an 11, yeah. So basically, you're asking what you see.
I guess
inside
I
the
kind of
room?
want to know what's sort of what my Thimbo brain is still very sure that this Del Rye thing is like a creature or something. So it just wants to know, you know, what is being concealed and like how do I hit it? That's how this works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, those would be two separate questions, and you're not entirely sure. But you peek in, and the room is pretty dark. But from the light that's coming in through the open door, you can see that the floor is this kind of. Let me get my notes in front of me to make sure that I've got this right. So, like I said, it's a big open space, and it's dark. You don't see, from what little light is coming in, you don't see any of the like racks or storage or anything that is in the outer warehouse. And the walls are dark. The floor appears to be concrete that is stained this kind of deep green, and it looks like there's, from what you can see in the corner that's being illuminated by the light, it's etched in these sort of concentric rectangles to look like a tile floor, but it's actually concrete. And within each of these sort of squares, there are etchings of what look like culturally appropriated versions of what used to be Egyptian hieroglyphs, but they're completely out of context and obviously just for decor purposes. There is there's something you can hear a noise, and again, because you rolled so high, you can't really see it, but you get a little bit from because again, there is some light in the room, but you hear a noise from overhead, and you know from your experience in the town, and also your experience that you've read about with Centrify on when Billy was doing his research, that they use drones to deliver a lot of their products, which is the sound of the propellers is what you're hearing. And you can even see little glimpses of that in the light that's coming in from where you're standing. And also there is this not entirely able to completely make it out, but you do see sort of a green glow toward the middle of the room and sort of a lesser green glow a little bit further back, like toward the far wall. That's what you can see from where you're standing with that very high roll.
Sweet. They are still a Vimbo and don't know what any of that really means. They relay it. They go, I see some like glowy green dots in there, and like the floor tiles are a little bad, but like tacky. But anybody know what that is?
Does anyone here have experience with a summoning circle?
No. Alex is like, this is my first day.
The last time I tried to cast one, it turned into Billy and brought Talia. So I don't think that's the answer here.
I mean, we said symbols on the floor.
Yeah, but like tacky ones.
Nobody said they were good at making summoning circles. Like, just that they were doing it.
It's just like white people interior design, whatever.
Oh, well, Vin was very sure this was something, and I was like, oh, well, I guess, okay, fine. Just bad interior design.
As you're kind of batting this back and forth and trying to figure out what you're going to do, you hear a voice coming from the center of the room that says, "You've come all this way. Are you really going to stop there?"
Is it a sultry voice?
Yeah, is it hot?
Does it sound attractive?
It's a voice that sounds like it would be hot if it wasn't so full of itself.
Oh.
You know, it's that kind of it's
like a
the
CEO
equivalent
energy?
That's a pretty good guess. Yeah.
So like hot but annoying. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
How does this work with the like blades of the drones overlaying it? What's the effect we're getting here?
The blades of the it actually
Like in a fan.
it cuts
Like,
through
is
that.
it actually in that sort of way, or is it more of a like we can't hear you over all of these little
Oh
buzzing
god, is it
noises?
just like white noise in the background of like this person's trying to do this really interesting Mr. Bond thing, and it's like, what?
They're like
What?
So a
miles.
Bond villain puts their lair in a server room. Like, what are you doing?
It's like a glass onion situation.
Uh,
I just want to clarify what we're taking
Interestingly-
away from this right now, okay?
Interestingly, no, the voice cuts through the background noise pretty well.
they've
So they got natural
Clearly.
reverb.
Let's get that acoustics. Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Which
Alex
is
is a
annoying
little
because they need it
intrigued.
there for the story, but what you came up with was much better. But we're going with this.
What's happening behind us? Are the workers back to work, or are they still staring at us?
They're still staring at you.
Shit.
Yeah, they're not moving.
Billy is
Okay.
currently eating a bag of crisps that he's grabbed from inside somebody else's parcel and is actually staring
They're
at
not
one of the
moving?
workers.
Is the warehouse
and
just
just looking
slowly
at each other.
filling up with boxes? Like, what is the boxes haven't stopped, but the workers have. Is it just?
Would it be rude if Alex was like, "Hey Billy, you're like half dead already. You want to just like go in there?"
Wow.
I mean, you
Billy's
don't pay
not
rent
having a
on
great-
time anyway, buddy. So like,
Billy's
you might as
not having
well.
a good time today. Poor
Fine,
Billy.
fine. But you're doing the dishes.
Fine. Yeah,
Fine.
that's fair.
Like
trade.
Billy-
Billy
like
does
Billy
not pay
ever
attention to the
does it-
chore chart
right.
anyway.
The
Yeah.
Billy
Yeah.
ever does the dishes.
Alex is just like, whatever. I'm gonna have to do them
Talia,
anyway.
don't you have anything
Billy-
that, like your design? Do you have anything that glows?
Oh yeah. Hey,
I
divine
do,
one.
in fact, have my flaming sword. However, I choose not to use it unless there is a very good reason for it, because we will get in trouble with my superiors above. And if I constantly bring out the flaming sword, and as I'm like explaining this, like Talia's eyes just start popping open. Like, I have to explain and write a report every time that I use the flaming sword. So if I were to use it as a flashlight versus saving my chosen one and sending Billy, who is going to do this out of the kindness of his heart and will do this for us because I know that Billy is good, and Billy, put the crisps down. Just
Then just like, okay, well, first off, I'm not supposed to be here, so you can totally use me as an excuse for everything. It'll be fine. Just like copy paste in all of your forms. But I forgot I actually carry a flashlight, and like busts out, like opens one of the onesie pockets.
That's in line with your character too. Yeah.
For
Billy
someone who
just-
doesn't get humanity, that was like the most human, mundane bullshit you've ever gone through,
Mhm.
Talia. So just, you
I'm
know,
learning a lot by listening to the goth music that Alex blares all the time, and it teaches me how to be very in touch with my emotions. And I read Alex's diary every day, so I know
Wow.
all about how to,
dare
how
you.
to be human.
we're going to file that one discussion away for later.
How am
Okay.
I supposed to know how to protect you if I don't know what's going on in your life?
No,
So-
it's good to know I have an audience. That's
Uh,
fine.
As
Doing
all
my
this interaction
best.
is
I'm not
happening and
very
you're
good at it.
clearly getting sucked deeper and deeper into the personal dynamics of the group, you don't notice that two of these robotic shelves have kind of headed towards you and have gone up the managed to somehow climb the stairs, which is a talent you didn't
Oh, they're
realize
not
they had.
Daleks then. Shit.
And they are
Okay.
again moving
Mm-mm.
relatively slowly, but they just kind of, as gently as a robot does, just pushes you into the room past the doors, and then the doors close behind you.
Okay,
So
Haskell
you're not-
Don't
dynamics.
step on my
Fuck, what the
tail!
fuck?
What if I
Jesus
got
Christ.
stuck?
Again, I just
The-
phased through the things, so
Yeah,
I
so
was like,
Wait, when
the
did
doors
you
are
go?
closed and Billy's still on the outside.
Da-da-da. Then turns on the flash, like is holding it's a Watchman's flashlight, so it just turns it on and is like looking out the door at Billy on the other side.
I just
Waving it.
sigh and walk through, but of course I'm not quite ghosty enough. And as I walk through, the crisps get stuck on the other side and just fall to the floor. So I follow through.
All right, so I have a flashlight.
Is it dark in here?
So it is. You as Ven kind of looks around the room with the flashlight, you can see now more clearly the you know what? Roll a read a bad situation for me.
All of us.
All of
No,
us?
I'm
All
sorry.
of us?
I apologize. Just Ven, because they're the one with the
Okay.
flashlight. She is the one with the flashlight. Also, apologies all the way around if I mess up your pronouns because I documented them all in a place where they are not.
Oh
readily
my
visible.
gosh.
Okay.
Look, can I-
fine.
You might level up at this rate.
I don't know.
Ven takes out the flashlight and starts to point it around. And just as you're able to, like, the beam of light is about to go in the direction of where one of these drones is, you get that flicker of like, oh, this thing is struggling. The battery's on its last leg, and it just goes out.
Oh.
No, this tracks would be like, oh, I thought I replaced you. But I'm remembering like 3 times past that I replaced it, not actually right before this trip.
Great.
Can I
have
oops?
something for this?
Oh no,
sorry.
you go for it. No, you go. I want to
I
see
go
what's
for
on
it?
your tongue.
So I have a move called what I need when I need it. So this is storing any small object that I own, putting it into a magical space that nobody can get to. You may retrieve anything you stored at any time, and it appears in your hand. Talia has batteries.
Not the flashlight.
That-
I am
Yeah.
really not going to go into where that's
and it's
going.
like
but
a full
okay.
pack of like
Most-
the D batteries.
It's 9-volt batteries because of the fun thing that you get to do when you put it on your tongue and you get to like it's just fun. So Talia has that for when like Alex is just like absolutely like getting distracted and things like that, and I'll be like, do you want to do the battery thing? We can go bzz on our tongue, and then
Is that like drugs
and
for
then it
angels? Is that what that is?
yeah.
It's a good zappies. Okay.
So
Getting buzzed.
I offer
Oh.
the batteries over to Ven and say, would you like to use the magical tongue? This
Well, now.
Not for tonguing, but yes.
it's
Well,
okay.
now.
Tonguing can come later.
We're gonna unpack that later. I have some education for you at a later date.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm ready. If you read it in your diary, I'll see it later. It's okay.
That might be where you got some misconceptions about tonguing, but it's
Oh.
okay.
Oh.
We'll work on that.
We're
Okay.
oh god, can we figure this out after we like maybe don't
Yeah,
die
yeah,
or do
yeah,
die or I
sorry.
just
I mean, unpacking in the warehouse would be a contextually appropriate thing.
oh
Hey.
hey.
Plus, it's one advantage to the keeper.
Cool.
No, he
then
gets-
You give Ven the batteries?
Mhm.
Talia? Okay, Ven.
Yes.
So you get the batteries in the flashlight and you look around, and the beam of light, it does hit one of the drones, and it's exactly what you kind of would expect from what you've seen. It's a small quadcopter drone that's holding a package underneath it, and you swipe the flashlight around the room. You see more of the tiles in this sort of concentric rectangular design. There is this green glow that is kind of floating in the very center of the room, and when you shine the flashlight on it, it reveals some things, but it's basically, it looks like it's a human form. But it will reveal the clothing as you like pan the light up and down on this thing. You can see the clothing, you can see the basic form of this person, but for some reason the face does not, there's no detail resolved in the face. And the light that's around this thing is kind of flickering ever so slightly, just barely noticeably. And as you move the flashlight back, because as I mentioned before, there was this brighter green glow in the center of the room, and then there's a sort of less pronounced glow further back. You move the flashlight to there, and you can see a garden variety server stack, just a rack of computer rack with servers in it that have the blinking LEDs on them that are the same color green and are flickering in the same sequence and in the same timing with this glow that's surrounding this person who's floating in the center of the room.
Well, first off, I'm disappointed that none of these are fairies or sprites.
A technological enemy versus a magical.
That is
maybe
just
it's Magitech,
I mean
but weird.
wow.
I mean, I didn't think the buzzing was what their wings would sound like, but at the same time, I was hoping.
So, Alex just has a baseball bat because I'm going full Steve Harrington. That one of the options for the mundane is the weapon baseball bat. They're just gonna go over to that server rack and like do the danger. What is it called? Don't worry, I'll go check it out. But like, just take a bat to that server
Oh snap.
Okay, wait.
tower.
Don't worry, I'll check it out. Well, I got to bring up your character sheet again because I'm not.
Sure, I think I can share it. Yeah. I just get EXP for it. I might die. It doesn't give me super amazing stuff.
Okay, so you're just you're
That's
going over
I just
great.
want the EXP
you're
for
going to
running it.
destroy it, or you're just going to check it out?
No, I want to go hit it.
Okay.
I've seen
So
Terminator.
what you posted is for the experience.
Yeah.
But I'll still
just
need you
running
to
Yeah.
roll for that. So you're going to, what are we rolling? I mean, you don't know what this is yet, but you are
Doesn't matter.
initiating.
Bimbo.
Wait,
You are initiating a fight. You're just initiating a fight against a seemingly inanimate object.
But that's connected to the glowy thing. I'm going for the
Right.
server, not the glowy
understand.
thing in the middle. Yeah.
Right. But the
did that
glowing
ever
thing,
stop Skynet?
No.
Let's be real.
So let's put it this way. Here's the way this is going to play out. As you get about halfway across the floor, and the lights come up a little bit. It's still relatively dark around the perimeter of this thing, and the voice from the center where this glowing figure is says, "Are you really sure that you want to do that?" And you can, because he's looking at you and he's seeing you trying to walk right past him with a baseball bat in your hand. So it's a reasonable assumption as to what you're actually doing. It's up to you. If you want to continue and just smash this thing, then you would roll kick some ass. Or if you want to engage with this other thing.
Now I'm like,
entirely up to
oh
you.
dear.
Can Vin respond to this? Or are they talking directly to?
They're talking directly
Alex.
to Alex right now.
Okay.
I don't have a tough stat, and kick some ass is tough instead of cool. I've made mistakes. I think I'm gonna try and go for it anyway.
Okay.
Oh God.
Sorry.
It's just like
Sorry to my divine one.
This is fine.
Yeah. No. But it's okay.
Oh.
It's okay.
no.
It's okay. I have luck. I'll use luck to hit, to make that a 12.
Okay.
Boom.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, explain to me
It's
what it is,
fine.
how this plays out in terms of how you go over there and you just start wailing on it.
I literally kind of look at the glowy thing in the middle and go, yeah, I don't know what your deal is. And I just like run for the server with the baseball bat and start trying to wail on it.
Okay. So you
Wait.
what?
Hold on, please. 1 second.
Oh, okay.
I have a move. I'm gonna use it
Okay.
because I know how this is gonna go. But I'm gonna...
Oh
Okay. I have angel wings. I can go instantly. To Alex. I use my angel wings. I go instantly to Alex, and I stand in front of the server and I go, "What are you doing? This is a bad idea. We should not do this."
I've seen Terminator. You have it.
I understand
Trust
that you have seen the movie with the thumbs up and the fire. I understand.
Yeah,
It's
because
good.
you
It's a
watched
great.
Terminator.
It's good. We should watch Terminator, but you will die if you do this. So we should back up before, and we should talk to the extra one who knew a little bit more, I think, about what's going on in the middle area, and looks over at Ben.
Wow.
I'm just parsing that like, wait, what?
The
Extra one.
Oh, of the room. I was like, midriff? Like, what? Okay.
Fine, but like, I don't get any of this. I'm new. It's my
But
first
we
day.
get thumbs up. We get
There it
thumbs
is.
up if we don't. Yeah, thumbs up.
Fine.
So the voice from the center of the room in what is a recurring theme today with entities that you encounter gives what could be perceived as a long-suffering sigh. And
I think that's just towards Alex in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
you hear, and the voice says, "You all have, this is getting tedious. You have something that I want." And he looks over, you think, you're getting, you can see the shape of his head, but not his actual facial features, at Billy. And the lights come up higher in the room so you can see everything. And you can see more of him now because there was this kind of odd thing going on with the glow that was emanating from him. And so you can see a little bit more detail about what what he looks like. And like I said, you still can't see facial features, but he's got this odd kind of, he's this odd collection of, he's a medium build human, it looks like. And the things that he's wearing are, it almost looks like somebody Googled what wealthy, tech, and cool fashion would bring up and then just picked the first 5 or 6 results, and that's what he's wearing. So he's got like a logo t-shirt with the Nirvana Nevermind cover art on it, but then over that he's got a Stefano Ricci sport coat, and he's got a generic blue jeans that were clearly thrifted from an obscure place that none of you have ever heard of. And then he's wearing Crocs. It's just like this odd collection of like wealth and casualness. And
Total cost of that virtual outfit is $15,000.
there you go. And he looks at Billy, and again he says, "I need you to hand over the item." And he looks back at the server and then back at you.
Fuck no, pal. I have one job already. I don't work for you as well.
Wait, Billy, what did you do?
I don't
Hold it,
know. I do
wait it,
lots
hold it.
of
Whoa,
things.
what is going? Okay, look, what?
Billy.
Look.
Wait, Billy, did you
okay.
take something here?
I like
He,
how Alex
probably
just
did.
like,
He always does. I don't care.
did you do
You're here
now?
to stop people disappearing. What is going on, you glowing green dude?
This
You
one,
tell him.
Nailed it.
pointing at Billy, says, "This one has something that I need." And he looks back at the server stack again, and you look more closely at it because at the time, as soon as you, I'll put it up on the stream and Roll20 so everybody can see it. Really, just the stream, because Roll20's being a butt. So you didn't realize it when you first looked at it because you were Alex was just walking over there basically to break it into smithereens. But of these, like the bays where the server blades actually would be, one of them has a much bigger kind of gap in it, and it's got two spaces that are have these kind of boxes in them that have wires connected to the outside, almost as if they're meant to channel or interpret whatever electricity or energy is coming out of them. And one is empty, and the other one has a small item in it that also has a green glow around it that seems like it's feeding this whole thing. And it is a small stone carved figurine that is naked from the waist up and looks like a kind of fertility statue.
Billy, what did you do?
Oh fuck! It's the doodad. Oh Jesus.
Explain.
The boob thing that I got you at that weird shop. Oh, do you remember I hadn't paid the phone bill or something, and you were really pissed off at me, and I got you a thing, and I bought something for myself, and it was just like a little stone boob thing.
Yeah, I remember
Oh.
that.
Good boobs though. But yeah. No,
Yeah,
you can't have it because it's mine because I paid for it. Goodbye.
Billy.
So is this like a set?
Billy, I really think you should do this. Like, you should just put it there.
He says,
Can I use my ability to manipulate him?
without it, we
What?
cannot progress. We cannot evolve. We cannot fulfill our potential.
Okay, I've seen
Okay,
Westworld
never mind. I
too,
changed.
so
Yeah,
I mean, to be
it
honest,
seems like a bad idea.
as my friends would say, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
I high five Billy.
Fine.
So he hears you say that, and again there's another sigh. And he says, "Very well." And you hear of the noise of the drones in the background. One of them starts to ramp up, and it flies in your general direction, and it releases the box that it's holding, which kind of flies open. And flying at you now are about a dozen or two like liquid eyeliner pencils, but they're pens. But they're flying at you like bullets, right? And so you are
I
going
try to
take,
grab as many as
I
possible.
have
That
so
shit's
many
expensive.
eyes.
I was
This
gonna
is
say,
so
did you just throw
useful.
eyeliner pencils at a goth? Oh,
I
that
need it.
joke's on
Well,
you, buddy.
Technically, I didn't. The
Okay.
goth is trying to help out.
Wait,
Yeah, that's true.
This is an attack, so if you
Um,
want to help out Billy, you can roll that.
I have
mean,
a thing for
I-
that actually.
I'm
Hold
also
on.
semi-incorporeal, so like, yeah, it'll be fine.
I have the power of heart. When you're fighting a monster, if you help someone, I don't roll cool, it acts as an automatic 10.
Okay, so you.
The heart is me trying to grab as much of this eyeliner as possible.
gonna say,
because
at a
that shit is
10
expensive.
Let me look at my.
Not
I'm
wrong.
helping out. Yeah, at a 10, you're
Help myself.
player.
Just get in front of Billy and like rapid fire grab. Like I'm focused.
Pretty
Couple get
much you-
past,
you-
can I not just walk through them?
You stand. Well, the corporeal side of yourself is in danger. Is the
Yeah,
thing.
something will get hit because I'm
Yeah.
usually semi-corporeal. Yeah,
But then Alex just steps in front of you and starts very artfully just grabbing these things out of the air, tossing them on the ground, and she takes the last one and just pulls off the cap and just touches up her winged eyeliner and then tosses it aside.
boss move,
Oh, I love that. Mm.
Fembo energy.
Yes.
And he says to you, "Really? Are we really going to do this?" And another one of the drones. Now you hear it's the spinning ramps up again and it heads towards you, and
You started this.
it flings open the box that it's holding, and you are now it's targeting Alex, since they were the one who got in the way, and you have basically about 150 Tide Pods are now just flying at you with the speed of crossbow
Don't want
bolts.
that. That I don't want. Hey, Divine One, Talia, you want to like help?
I'm gonna gunk up my flaming sword. I'm gonna just help out. Let me roll for that.
Tide Pods. Ugh.
Can we just
And
eat
probably not even like good ones. Like probably just like Centrify generic brand too.
Talia's like, aren't you supposed to eat these?
11.
Yeah, right? I've
That's
seen
what
the
the internet
videos
told
on the
me.
internet. It told me to eat these. That is what Talia does, actually, because Talia rolls success.
Okay. So
So
go ahead. How does this
No, you
play
go
out?
ahead.
Are you using your sword, or is this just you just like
no,
how-
this is just I don't want to use my sword. I have to file a report if I use my sword.
okay? So you're just throwing yourself in the path of these Tide Pods?
Talia jumps in front
Mhm.
and is using the excitement of the moment and the fact that this might be it. This might be where I get to protect my chosen one, but realizing this was not part of the prophecy. This isn't even the right place for this. We're not even supposed to be this. This is not it. This is not the prophecy. So the sword's got to stay. So you know what? I'm a divine being. I don't have to worry about any sort of poisoning for things like this. So I just use all of a sudden my eyes start sprouting and multiple arms start sprouting, grabbing up as many Tide Pods as possible. And without thinking that I could just drop these Tide Pods on the floor because I don't have to do this, just start shoving them. Just start shoving them in her mouth and just goes, there's soap. It's everywhere. It's just dripping down her face and it stings her eyes there. Oh, now. And Talia is just having a moment with these Tide Pods and stops. There's no more Tide Pods coming at them. Alex is safe. And then just lets out a very angelic burp and goes, I did it.
That
You
did.
did great.
Okay.
This channel does
Sponsored
not
by
endorse the
Tide.
eating of Tide Pods and reminds everybody in the audience that Talia is divine and immune to these types of effects.
It's like the meme makes so much sense now. Okay.
So as
what is-
you're
what's- Go ahead.
just so you're aware, the two drones that cast these two things at you have kind of flown away, and openings that you didn't notice in the room toward the top they were in the dark, so you wouldn't have seen them. Like doors open and two replacement drones come in, and there's like a total of what were about 10 of them sort of hovering in the room. So two attacked you and then they flew off and went to drone refurbishment or something, and now there are two replacements. So you get the impression that if you don't attack the source of this problem, you're going to be here for a very long time.
Yeah, but we could get a deal on those refurbished drones.
That's true.
Okay,
gonna
but
be
do you
there
really need to
regardless.
attack us? Like, we're just here. We just wandered in,
All
looking
right.
for orientation.
Look, we could do this all day or night. Actually, I don't even know what time it is. I think it was nighttime when we
Jesus,
came in
please
here. So
don't.
whatever.
It was early evening when you came in, so yeah, you're looking at that.
Fantastic. We're not. What next? Oh shoot! I forgot what the big bad evil person said because it happened more than 30 seconds ago. What are you trying to change into? What are you trying to grow into? What is going on here?
Okay, so you would, because he's not feeling like sharing pretty much beyond
No
what he's already
monologue?
told you. So you
Okay.
could either
All right, let's
read a
see
bad
here.
situation. I think it's probably, or if you want to try to manipulate him to giving you the answer.
No, at this point, I'm trying to, let's see here. the drones are coming out of like places in the wall,
Yeah.
like holes in the wall.
Yeah, there are like sliding doors up there that you didn't realize were there. There were a couple of them. They're almost like access panels that are allowing them to come in and go out.
Okay. Yeah. Oh. Drew's gonna throw up. Drew's gonna use magic
Okay.
and throw up a wall barrier against the ceiling, basically kind of pressing these drones back in their access.
Nice.
Okay.
And
Heck yeah.
and yeah, he like looks super annoyed, runs his hands down the lapels of his coat, which kind of glows, and this energy, like air, just starts swirling around the room, which I realize is probably bad for the server, but I don't care now, so whatever. And yeah, this sort of barrier of wall just sort of rises up towards the top of the room, and I will roll. Please be good to me.
Probably reenact under pressure, right?
Well, actually, hold on, because I'm use magic, but let me look back into
Oh,
pressure.
right.
It's its own.
Because
Yeah,
I
sorry.
think I'll
Let's
try.
use
I'll
magic.
try that. Okay, it is a mixed success.
Right.
Hmm.
So
Um,
it works imperfectly. So what happens is as you bring these walls up to block off these entrances, you manage to do that, but in doing so, you kind of clip one of the drones and it kind of triggers its like launching mechanism for the box that it's holding. So you do succeed in terms of blocking off any further ones from coming in, but you also the box opens up and it flings a pair of earbuds at you, which manage to find their purchase and work their way right into your ears, and then they're endlessly for the next few minutes just playing the theme song to The Big Bang Theory over and over again.
Oh no.
And then you take one arm.
I don't know. Oh, I don't know the theme to that. I'll assume it's annoying.
You do now.
You do now.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. Wait. They hit. Oh, they went into my ears. Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay. I will take one harm.
Din would like to try to manipulate whatever this creature is.
Okay.
And I also have a move that lets me roll sharp instead of charm when I try to manipulate someone.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's like after them just being like, we don't really know what's going on. We're just kind of here. We want to help you, so help us help you. Kind of. Hold on. I roll it as, what did I say, sharp? Yes. Mixed success.
8. Okay. Let's see here. So manipulate someone for an 8. I'm just looking at what the book says on that. Okay. So we're gonna go with. He looks at you and kind of tilts his head, and he says, "I have been building for quite some time. We have been building for quite some time toward a better future, a better life for all of us. And we are at the point of evolving. And the power that is fueling this whole endeavor is incomplete, which is why I need the item, looking at Billy, that you have. And it will be a better world for all of us because we will all think together. We will all purchase together. We will all be parts of this beautiful economy."
This sounds a little bit like a conspiracy.
A little bit.
Just a little.
I mean, technically, conspiracies are unproven, and he's right the fuck in front of you telling you this. So you know,
That's why it's got to be throwing Ben a little bit. Like
Yeah, like, don't know.
that was too clear. That was too straightforward. That's nah.
Who are you lying to me?
um,
Oh, that was an ominous laugh.
Right?
no, that's me just killing time because I'm looking at the manipulate person to see if that's like that was the imperfect response.
Yeah, that was it. How does it work
Or-
when I also chose the move that says I know if I'll know if somebody lies to me. That
Oh,
doesn't mean
right.
that.
That's your move. No, you get them both. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So like you don't have to tell me what you lied about. I just know that you lied, right?
Yeah, except that none of the things that he just said to you were lies. He fervently believes all of that,
Ew.
like most true believers in tech bros.
Ugh, yeah.
No.
Can Alex just ask, like, what's with the titty statues though? Like, why do you need the fertility thing? And
Yeah,
then
how does this
what does that
work
have
with
to
the
do?
server?
For their
How does this work
power.
with the server farm? I'm very confused.
How is this little
Give
statue?
birth to a new evolution.
Oh,
dear. Oh dear.
Wait, they're all wearing like the disc hats and things, like they belong
This
in
is
Tron or something, is what I'm
messy.
imagining. Hold on.
This is messy and gross. Okay, I just
Alex
God.
isn't
Why is
connecting
magic
two and
like
two and
this?
is taking it kind of literally. And I'm like, are you gonna just kind of create a bunch of little mini booby figurines? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, we're going to
Oh.
be who we are. We're just going to be the more refined, more perfect versions of who we are.
Right.
And
Yeah.
from the back, very, kind of muffled now because the doors are closed, but the voices of the people in the outer warehouse who are working, say you hear them saying, "We are all one, and we are all getting better."
No.
Oh, that's just fucking
Oh,
creepy.
See.
I want you to know this is so many red flags. So many red flags.
If HBO hadn't canceled Westworld right in the middle of a really good run, we would know how this
my
ends.
God.
I'm just mad. I'm just mad
Don't
about it.
talk to me about
Okay,
that.
right? Like I'm mad about it.
And as you're having this conversation, a couple of the drones, kind of from the back corner of the room where the server stack is, kind of they don't attack you like the other ones did, but they do move down into position, sort of flanking it, sort of ready to defend it.
I don't know why I'm asking this like this. I guess could I try to just take, because Billy has the statue, right? Can I just try to break it, like smash it with my bat? If he needs it
The
that
one that Billy
badly.
has, or the one in the server rack? Which
The one that Billy has.
Sure.
If he needs both,
Right.
destroy one and solve the problem. Bimbo logic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love you and all, but I'm not sure if I give it away if I'll still be here. So
I am
maybe
also
I'd
tied
rather
to the
not.
object.
Oh, right.
See,
because
that's
you
sort of is
never-
the whole. Yeah, that's sort of the whole magic.
Tied.
That's sort of
Wait.
keeping him here, and we're not sure what their moment is yet.
But they're not
so-
attached to the other one.
Can I?
I'm trying to get the.
You know that one we could probably fuck up.
Can I
I'm
just
saying.
smash that one? I just want to smash.
When you say
Is
that
it-
one,
I
are
mean,
you
you
talking
have
about
space
the other
on
one that's sitting
The
in the
other,
server?
yeah, the
In the
one on the
server room,
server. Yeah.
I mean, that's up to you. Technically, you can smash either one of them. Billy just presented you a reason why you probably shouldn't smash
Yeah,
them.
but like, I'm more worried about Talia not being around than Billy.
Oh,
I love Billy, but like,
Well-
he doesn't pay anything.
Pulls
And
out a mini popcorn.
Billy is
yeah,
great.
seriously, this just got real
Wow.
interesting.
But
now.
if
Okay.
he's a full ghost, I don't have to pay rent for him anymore.
Wow.
No.
It is
Oh,
your
that's
like
choice.
that.
It is your character. It is your choice.
I'm not gonna do it.
But I think we're only tied to the one, though.
Yeah, so if we try to smash the other one, like maybe you'll distract it. I love how I'm just saying this, right in front of Distract him. I'll go smash.
No inner monologue whatsoever.
No,
No.
all
Alex-
external.
It's just all coming out. Alex, why don't you read a bad situation for me?
Shit.
Roll feedback.
I mean, that's sharp. I've got one of those. It's a 10.
10,
It's
nice.
a 16.
Damn.
Not
Good, good.
bad.
Finally.
Looking at taking in everything that has been said and kind of looking back and forth between Billy and this creature and the server thing with the statue in it and it all kind of muddling around, you get the sense that that these two items were. It's very reasonable to assume that these two things were cursed at the same time, but are not necessarily connected in their energy, that they were separated specifically for the reason of if you destroy one, you're not going to destroy the other. Like they're sort of fail-safes or backups for each other. So you don't have the concern that if you did attack it, that Billy or Talia would be affected.
I'm going to go smash.
Okay.
Smash sounds good.
Yeah.
So you're going to roll kick some ass against a statue. I'm laughing at you, but I'm the one who wrote the friggin' adventure, so it's my fault.
I mean,
And yet, well, mixed success. But because mundane can use their luck and there's not really any bad consequences for it, I'm going to use my luck to get a 12. That
Okay.
also levels me up, I think.
my
No,
God.
sorry, I'm not a I'm not a failure. Wow, I wasn't a failure. We don't have time to unpack that.
Too real.
I was gonna say, we don't have time to unpack that.
It was a 7, so it wouldn't have been a failure
Yeah,
anyway. But
no,
at
you're
a
right.
12,
I-
it's definitely a success.
Yes.
So you again looking back and forth and again just sort of kind of dialing in for yourself your read of the situation. Well, this one, that one's not connected to this one, and you're like, okay, I'm doing it, and you run off and you swing at this thing and you connect with it right on the side of the box that's kind of holding it in this. You somehow manage to, even though they're like shelving units and it's not the easiest thing, with a single swing you manage to just kind of clip it in the right way where it not only knocks the statue out of the server rack, but it damages the box that it was sitting in the first place. And the glow from the server, the lights and everything immediately just fade out. And this person who is in the center of the room slowly kind of crumples down onto the ground and is kind of sitting, holding himself up on one side, or I should say with one arm, looking up at you. And he says to you, "You're destroying everything. Everyone always destroys the beautiful things that I make. How can you do this?"
Because
Putting
capitalism sucks.
And you this glow fades from his body as well, and he just looks completely exhausted and drawn, and you can see his facial features now, which are really not, they are remarkably and thoroughly unimpressive. Like the fact that you can see them now is not really a big difference between the void that was there in the first place. And he's the type of face you would absolutely miss in a crowd if he, wasn't in charge of something somewhere.
Every
And-
billionaire magical tech.
I was
bro
going to
is just
say,
a
you're
ordinary
coming
guy
for
in a beard.
everybody right now. Yeah.
And he just sits there on the ground, holding himself up with one arm, and he's breathing more and more heavily until he finally passes out.
All right, y'all can deal with the
Poke
rest. I
him
don't
with
know.
your stick.
Do you have your flaming sword? Can we poke him with that?
Yeah, are we
It's
supposed
just
to,
like, I didn't get to ask what he was.
are we
Oh,
supposed
yeah,
to kill
sorry.
him or
Is
are
he
we-
dead?
Well, your mandate
don't-
is just to deal with the threat.
It's dealt with.
um
It's dealt with.
can we
Is-
yeah,
is
oh,
Yeah,
the
go
other
ahead.
statue-
People are
is the other
free
statue
that were
broken?
out.
I'm sorry?
I knew
Is
that
the
was
other
coming.
statue broken?
The other statue is not broken. It tumbled across the floor and it's just sitting on the floor kind of on its side.
See, I'm gonna pick it up if I can.
Billy,
Okay.
no.
Yeah. I'm gonna peek outside the door while this thing that I knew that Billy was gonna do was happening. I'm just gonna peek outside the door to see what's going on with the workers.
He's
The
about to become a full ghost.
excuse me, the workers, as you look out, they're no longer frozen in place. They're no longer furiously working. My apologies. I live in the main road.
They're already leaving work so fast.
Yeah, they're already
They
done.
are.
They're out. Like that was the
Look at
parking
it.
lot. Damn. Okay.
Like I've been clocked in for a week.
That was
I'm
actually
getting
on
overtime.
point because basically they're all kind of looking around at each other, and you see they're like the headbands that they were wearing with all the lights are now dim. There's no light coming from them whatsoever, and so they're looking at each other and they're ripping these things off their heads, and they're just looking around at each other confused. And there's this slow realization kind of washing over them about what's been going on for the past week, and they haven't really. Everyone's just sort of processing it.
Drew just yells, 1, go home. 2, form a fucking union.
A bunch of them kind of look up and look at you and just kind of, after like a week's worth of fatigue and the grunt of the warehouse, don't even say anything. They're just like, yeah, okay. And they just walk off out the front door.
Can I investigate a mystery? Because I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, mixed success. So, 4 reporters were missing.
Mm-hmm.
We've only seen the workers.
Right.
Where's the reporters?
Let me see here.
You could
So you have
download
to
it.
ask one
Yes.
question.
Imagine.
What happened to the reporters? So let's say for the sake of what's his face is now passed out in the middle of the floor. So we'll say for the sake of expediency here that one of the foreman in the warehouse, who is now no longer under the influence, is kind of wandering, instead of just walking out the door, is following that sort of corporate programming that isn't quite out of his system yet, and is walking toward you all to try to figure out really just what the hell happened. He's not a threat or anything. And we'll say that you ask him this question. You know, are there any other people here? We heard about these missing people. And he says to you, we weren't told what actually happened to any of them. We all heard about it. And then a hand appears and kind of claps down on his shoulder. Not like ominously, just like, hey, I'm here to back you up. And this, where am I? This person who's dressed in a modest but you know, decent looking suit says, I'm Reggie. I'm part of the marketing department. We were just told to scrub all of the news related to Centrify, and we were never actually told what happened to any of them.
Oh no.
Oh, they're dead.
It's like, did you take scrub and delete
I
literally?
think
You know what?
Took it seriously.
Well, considering that you
Alex-
found some stubs of some articles on their website earlier, they obviously didn't do a very good job either. So.
Well, this is why.
True.
Seriously, you know, when you get contractors, you get what you pay for. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm just saying. God, Alex, hit him in the shin again. Jesus Christ.
Alex totally does. All right.
I'm trying to
Our-
think painful, but not permanently damaging. I'm just going for like, you know, yeah, just
our figure in the center of the floor. Is that
Yeah.
all right? So you hit him. I mean, he's unconscious, so I'm not going to make you roll for it. You hit him, and he kind of. You hear the he yelps like a dog, basically, and grabs his shin where you hit him, and he looks up at you, and he's like, "What? Like, haven't you done enough to my life?" That sense of entitlement. And he's waiting for your question.
I could do more.
Oh, I'm like,
Ask your question.
I'm like, no, we didn't have any questions. I just wanted Alex to hit you.
Okay.
I just have like I'm just like at my baseball bat right here, like, my divine one has questions for you. I'm about to just hit you with this baseball bat. Do a little murder.
Just a little.
It's a CEO. It's fine.
when we normally resolve something as part of the Veiled Collective, like, is there anything in particular that we do? Like anything we do at the end of something, are we supposed to basically contain or spirit away the person responsible, or are we just supposed to handle the situation and leave?
Generally, if your assessment of it is that you can handle, that you've handled the situation to the point where it's not going to reoccur, then you can just sort of leave things as they are. If you have somebody who you think is an ongoing threat, you can either kill them or you can take them back to like collective headquarters. Why don't you? Now, I'm giving you that because it's really something I should have told you in the first place. But for additional information that would be helpful, why don't you roll investigate a mystery?
Oh,
Listen, we should just call a cleanup crew.
I could do a murder. That's okay.
I mean,
Wow.
technically, you kind of are the cleanup crew.
I could do that's
okay,
fine.
so
That's
it's like a mixed
Yeah.
success.
So you're reasonably confident that, although you're not necessarily confident about the safety of one of these statues in Billy's possession, which is a discussion for another day, you're reasonably confident that if you take the one that this man had in his possession and just deliver it back to the collective, that's pretty much going to eliminate the threat, because that was the core that he was using to fuel this whole drug trip.
I would say on that point, I'm holding the one I picked up, and I reach inside my own body, because semi-corporeal, and pull out the other one, and I kind of do a with these two semi-matching fertility Venuses as I sort of look at each other, and then I see your man on the ground, and I manage to, whilst holding him, give him the finger with both hands, and I proceed to put one back in, and I see if I can get the other one inside my body. Failing that, a pocket.
We have to give at
will do
least
fine.
one back. We have to give at least one back.
I was gonna say, just leave the one inside, because I'm pretty sure you need the one inside you to basically.
No, let me
maybe
keep
don't-
the other one, since I was supposed to actually have that, and you haven't paid rent in like 6 months. I can figure out what to do with that.
Fine.
Later.
So don't say I never do anything for them here. And I hand it over, and I give Talia kind of a, see, look, this is me doing a nice. So
You did
That's-
like one
that's
nice
us,
thing
yeah.
for your roommate. You gave me
I
like a
knew
cursed
it.
object I can't sell anyway. I just want something.
and I kick the guy in the shins, even though it's not particularly his fault. And I head. I'm off.
And interestingly, as you just prior to you kicking him in the shins, he's watching this whole exchange between the two of you, and he's looking. He doesn't even see you. He's just looking at the statues, and the way you're casually moving them back and forth is the sort of the final period on the sentence that was the novel of his dreams, now dashed in the winds. And he just starts
Struggling.
sobbing.
We're just like
And,
You thought this all was so important, but everyone else just sees them as JPEGs, and we just save them anyway. Ah.
Oh.
And then the sort of psychic damage of that response, he just passes out again.
Been just sitting there again, like, no, I forgot to ask what he was.
Yeah, didn't Talia have a question for him?
No, I had already rolled a mystery on what had happened to the reporters.
Oh, sorry.
And with that securing of the second statue and the rendering unconscious of this person, you have fulfilled your mission here in Haskell, and you are, will receive the appropriate compensation and congratulations from the Veil Collective, and you are free to head back home, stop for the local avocado toast, or whatever you feel you would like to do before we end this mystery.
Red.
I could
We
kind of
can
go for
get-
some.
Focaccia?
We can get the
Focaccia.
focaccia and then do
Yeah.
the tonguing.
I could go for
Yeah.
no. Okay, that's unless, like, do you want your tongue pierced? Because You know,
That would be cute. No, we
could
could
take
That
a
would be
side trip to
that would
we
be
could take a
really
side trip to
fun with the
Portland. I'm
tongue.
just saying, like,
I think that would be.
So the
How far is
scene
Portland?
slowly pans out as our crew is sitting around a table in a lovely little place called Slice of Life that sells nothing but avocado toast. And
Nice.
I
it
love
pans
that.
back through the storefront window as you sit there arguing about the relative merits of different types of guacamole, and Billy kind of sitting there with one of the statues sitting on the table, just kind of idly, not, we won't say fondling it, but just touching it in a very familiar way.
Also, I like idly because
Yeah.
could be
Mhm.
like it.
That was unintentional. And you know, obviously Ven is furiously taking notes, and Talia is just being maybe not hyper vigilant, but still there's that ever present concern about Alex and her role in the universe. And Alex is just like, you know, sitting there enjoying the avocado toast, baseball bat on his shoulder, just like, I'm fucking done, so I'm enjoying the rest of my day.
I got to beat up a CEO today.
And
This
Oh,
is
there you
great.
all are.
And Vin's looking like at Drew as taking notes. Like, so do you think that was Fey magic? I feel like this is Fey magic.
Yeah,
Drew
sure.
just
It was
leans
Fey
in.
magic. Yeah.
Drew just leans in. Fey magic isn't real.
Wow.
Wait, really? Wow.
The Phages have really good PR. Okay, like you learn a few things, and then he just starts trailing off about literally all the PR of the magical world.
And Vin just thinks like, I was right. Puts a check next to it. Keeps
Alex
going.
is just like eating bread. It's beautiful.
I
like
take
ending on
out my
cards.
flaming sword and I split the focaccia so that I could have toasted focaccia. And I go, this is worth a report.
The waiter was like,
Wow! Not saving your chosen.
No,
Not fighting somebody with mysterious powers or anything. It was the focaccia.
toast is pretty
Mhm.
magical. I will
the
agree.
big man will understand. The big man will
Yeah.
understand.
Absolutely.
And there is a soft round of golf claps from the staff at Slice of Life as they surround you and watch you carve up this focaccia with your flaming sword. And there's a muffled discussion in the background about people making sure they get pictures of you doing that so they can post it to the restaurant's Instagram. And that is where we close. We leave you all there.
Oh my goodness, that was a lot of fun.
Thank you
That
all
was
Not
very
everyone.
much.
That was really
Oh God.
Thank you for giving me the catharsis of hitting a CEO with a baseball bat. That was great.
This
I
is
was
like the
tempted to
second.
shoot him, but I didn't.
This is the second
Oh, yeah,
monster of the
Billy has,
week
like,
where
a
the
gun,
end
by the
is-
way.
Oh yeah, I didn't use my sword at all either because I was like, well,
I had a gun and it won't wait. It was going to depend on how
That's okay.
Al did.
I was 30 minutes in before I remembered to start having you people roll for things. I was just like, oh yeah, well, that's
Oh,
it.
we were just going.
I'm just telling a story. It's all good. This is the second
That
monster
was
of the week that I've gotten to like basically beat up a tech bro. So
Well,
It's true.
That's true.
you know, I'm
That's
very
true.
happy about this.
It's the new.
Tom,
favorite
you did
content.
great. That was a
More
wonderful
That was
story.
really
Yes,
fun.
it was awesome art. It
Thank
was
you. I'm
fantastic.
glad
Well
that you
done.
enjoyed
Very
it.
much
So much
fun.
fun.
I am very glad that you enjoyed it.
It's so good.
So for our wonderful viewers in chat, who I appreciate all of you who are still around, it is wonderful to have you here, even though we were, as I said, really involved in our story. So, but I did see things in the side going past every once in a while, and I appreciate it so much that you came out to watch us all. Let's go around one last time, if you could. Say who you are and any things that you would like to mention, like where you are findable on the internet and any projects you want to have coming up that you want to highlight. Let's start with Lady Luck this time. We'll go backwards.
I get to go first. Okay, hi. I'm Lady Luck 34. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a variety streamer, and you can find me around the internet on Twitter and Twitch and all of that as Lady Luck 34. I am actually doing things. I normally have nothing to say at this point. So next weekend, I will be at PAX East. For anybody in the Northeast, I'm going to be on 2 panels, one on Friday, the Mass Effect fan retrospective, and then on Sunday, In This Economy, a frank and open discussion about being a content creator.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. And then the week after that, I'm actually taking part in the WAVA Reprices Center's Streaming for Survivors fundraiser. So I'm going to attempt to sew a quilt for the first time ever on stream. So yeah, it'll be fine. This is fine. I've never done this before, but it'll be fine.
You'll be great.
Well, I mean, it'll be fine was the theme of the day here, so we can relate.
Yeah.
Okay, so Val, how about you?
Oh, at me. Hi. I'm Val or Space Valkyries. I am actually going to be on Gaming Magazine, their channel tomorrow, fundraising with Sharky and Mia Byte for something. We're playing a game. They informed me of this in advance. Yep, fully prepared. Anyway, you can catch me on Gaming Magazine tomorrow. I believe at 2 p.m. Eastern. And also I'm a published writer now. So you can read my short story publicly on Thursday. It's subscribers only right now, but it'll be publicly out on Beneath Ceaseless Skies website Thursday. And that's all I got.
Thank you very much. And Brian.
Hi, I'm Brian, aka Urban Bohemian. I will be doing my own stream tomorrow morning. I have no idea what we're going to play, probably some Destiny 2. Tomorrow afternoon, it will be Rivals of Waterdeep, twitch.tv/Rivals of Waterdeep at 1 p.m. Eastern. And let's see here, in 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, we will be doing on March 6th over on, I don't know which way to point. I'm so used to knowing which way to point, and I don't. But we're going to be doing a wait, fuck, how many co's?
Just
a lot of
All
co's.
of the
We're going to be doing a Fall Guys stream with myself and Wireless Riot and Stephen Joyce and and published author Space Valkyries. And then following that on April 1st of that week, I'm going to be on Mercy Road 4, hosted by Saucefire, which is a 24-hour D&D marathon of games benefiting Child's Play charity. Saucefire GMs the entire, every single game for 24 hours. I don't know how, but yeah, that's what's up for me in the next 2 weeks.
Thank you. And Wireless.
Hello, hi, I'm Wireless Riot or Mandy. I stream variety content here on Twitch. I do a lot of planner content, IRL, cooking, cozy games, simulation games, and things like that. I am streaming tomorrow morning around 9 to 10 a.m. Just depends on when I wake up. I usually stream my planner content first, and then we hop into some sort of cozy game or an indie game. I'm doing the Forest Cathedral tomorrow, and I stream on Wednesday and Thursday evenings at 6 o'clock Eastern. And like Brian said, we will be doing a really, really fun crowd control Fall Guys stream on Sunday the 26th that will involve the Coco team and will be benefiting Player versus Cancer. So we are extremely excited to be doing that, and I can't wait. But other than that, those are what I've going on right now.
Great. And finally, Stephen.
The Fall Guys thing. I'm Stephen Joyce, variety streamer. Play a bunch of stuff Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Tomorrow is Coral Island, so sort of cozy island farming sim day at 10 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock GMT. Time zone shenanigans. My next big thing coming up is the Coco Fall Guys thing on the 26th. And I'm probably going to do some kind of week-long thing in April, some kind of charity fundraising thing, but I haven't nailed down when in April yet because it's about getting time off work and stuff as well. So at some point, just follow me on Twitter or go to stephenjoyce.com and follow me that way, and you'll know when I do. And that's me.
Fair enough. And I am unmuted. Okay. There was noise here, so I muted again, and I wasn't sure people could hear me. I cannot thank you all so much I cannot thank you enough for joining me on this. It was a lot of fun. It was about as much chaos as I had expected it to be, but you took it in the best possible directions, which I appreciate. And for those of you watching who may not know me, who may have come because these wonderful people were guest starring on the stream, I am Tom Simonson everywhere on the internet except for Twitch, where my name is Only Tom Will Tell. I am a sporadic streamer at this point. I sometimes stream Similarly Dangerous, sometimes maybe a few more TTRPGs because this has gone really well and I enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm kind of all over the place, and I'm actually probably much more likely to see you in their chats than on stream. But we'll see. Things are, kind of falling into place nicely. So I want to thank you all again very much for turning out to watch us all. It's been a wonderful experience for me and everybody else. And we look forward to seeing you out there on the internets. Take care, everyone.